Once again, the 6th annual North Sports Dynasty Draft Show. I'm here with the co-host of every single time I've done this, Mr. Alex Loosemore. How the fuck is it going?
Doing good, man. So excited for the draft tonight. I feel like this one is just a complete wild card. I agree. By about pick 5 or 6, I was just like, okay, now what?
Yeah, it seems like the first 4 picks are done.
Yeah.
Seems like those are pretty much locked. Seems like Vegas thinks the same thing. Literally, Vegas lines have altered in the last, I think, 20 minutes, actually, too. So there's some movements, but anything crazy to note as of right now? No, because we're starting a little bit late. The pick is in for the Titans.
It's Cam Ward.
It's Cam Ward. And we can assure you that it's Cam Ward. Can basically guarantee it's Cam Ward. And I can go to Twitter right now and find out if it's Cam Ward. So the other thing is, this year, the way that this is happening is obviously me and Alex are just talking now. We haven't actually talked in a while because he works late. I have kids. StreamYard's expensive, so I haven't done anything in a bit here. So you're going to kind of get a little bit of the day in the life of both of us as my fucking camera learns how to do its little thing here. Because every time I move, all of a sudden, it's fucking all out of kerfuffle here. So, Titans pick is in. We're going to be here for the whole entire first round. So if you like what you see and you are chilling and you're with us, drop a like, drop a comment. Tell us what you think about the draft so far. Looks like it is cold as shit. And I love it.
Yep.
Absolutely love it. To everybody who is going to be wondering when we are watching this, this is the first burrito that Kim has prepared me, essentially. I am trying to gain weight, and hot sauce on this is really going to be a fun experiment. But maybe a little bit too much hot sauce on this, so I'm already sweating. Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's where the draft is currently right now. Very cold, it looks like. Cloudy, overcast. Love it. Absolutely love it. So that's fun. I'm going to take my first bite. I'm going to pick this in.
2025 NFL Draft. The Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
So everyone knows, if you would have bet even like $2,000, I think it was 22,000 was the odds. So to see any significant return, you would have had to drop $22,000.
Yeah.
Everybody knew Cameron Ward was going to the Titans. So let me actually make up my draft board here as well, since I'm a little late to the fucking party, because, it wouldn't be NSD if I wasn't fully prepared. Alex, talk to me a little bit about Cam Ward here.
Yeah, I mean, this pick was months in the making. They essentially built their entire roster this offseason around getting Cam Ward to pick 1. Absolute cannon of an arm. This guy can throw it all over the field. He's a little backyard football where he likes to kind of run, escape, and try and make the big play every time. So getting Brian Callahan as his head coach now, obviously worked with Joe Burrow when he came into the league. I think it's a really good fit. They need to get the guy some help now. Calvin Ridley can't be the only receiver you have there. Traylon Burks is not an NFL wide receiver. He's not it. You got Chico Okonkwo, you got the running backs, you got a solid offensive line now. Just go get the guy some damn receivers. If you get him some help, he'll be a solid quarterback.
As I was finishing, I chomped this.
I turned and looked and I was like, oh shit, sorry.
It's all good. No, I agree. He's got a little bit of more of a polished Will Levis, because a lot of people were saying, why would you want to basically draft somebody who's going to be just a more polished version of what you have, and if what you had you didn't like? His escapability isn't necessarily all as it's cracked up to be, but
No.
backyard football thing I do like because it's very true. He's got a
Holy shit, we got a trade already.
oh
The Jags are on the clock.
oh my god.
They're getting Travis Hunter.
Oh my god. The Jags number 2. Holy shit.
I'm trying to find the total trade package here.
You try to find the total trade package here because I can see on TV it said Jags number 2.
I got it here.
Got it. What you got?
Browns are sending the number 2 pick, 104 and 200 to the Jaguars in return for 5, 36, 126, and Jacksonville's first round pick next year.
Wow.
It's a big trade.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So now it's like, what the hell are the Browns thinking at 5? And you know what? It wouldn't shock me if they trade down again.
Wow. Okay.
Big move.
So we definitely did not. Well, I kept hearing the Jags pick, but I'm like, what is going to happen with the Jags pick? Like, I mean, it's Ashton Genty. I mean, unless they take Ashton Genty here, that'd be kind of funny.
That'd be hilarious. Trade up to number 2 to take Genty.
Mm-hmm.
But then at that point, is it like I heard talks that the Giants were considering Genty? It's like, how were those that serious then? The Jags felt like, okay, we got to go to number 2 to get him. If so, holy shit.
The fact that the Jags just gave up a first-round pick with this new regime of Duval and all that mess that has already happened, it's like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
They're really about let's go all for it right now. And now, no, they don't have Spytek. Spytek went to the Raiders, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, yeah, wow.
We got the youngest GM in the NFL, though. I just saw that his name is James Gladstone. But here's the thing for Cleveland now, is you can go one of two ways. They could go get a quarterback now because they have 5, 33, and 36. You could go get whatever quarterback you want that's left at this point. Or you load up the roster this year and go into a much stronger quarterback class next year where you have your first round pick and Jacksonville's first round pick to really have some flexibility to move around.
That's more what I'm thinking in a way, because Cleveland, I think that it's not that Stefanski is going to be done. I don't necessarily think Stefanski is going to be done, and I don't necessarily think that the Jags are going to be that bad next year. But I do think that they're going to be bad enough to still warrant a top 10 pick.
Agreed.
That top 10 pick mixed with the Jags unknown right now, because that could be fucking number 1 to number 30. Who knows at this point now of what the Jags are. But also at the same time, too smart of them, because if we don't know what the Jags are, that pick is a mystery. So if you wanted to load that up, even in the off season, and grab a quarterback or grab somebody out there, or, dangle that in front of a team for a franchise quarterback that they're looking to get rid of and stuff, they got flexibility now too. Like, that's insane. Yeah, 2nd overall pick, 4th round and a 6th round for the 5th. To a 2nd and 4th rounders and next year's first. That's a big trade. Big trade.
I think the Browns won that trade in a landslide.
I agree. I don't think the Jags should have done that at all.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm still fixing up my board here because I want to see. We only got one right so far.
Yeah.
And that's going to really fuck up things going forward, which is kind of funny.
Well, we have right player, wrong team at 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm
just going
now,
to.
see, here's the interesting thing with Travis Hunter in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Is
He's threatening the whole.
He's threatening the whole. If I don't play both sides, I'm going to walk away.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing: Jacksonville desperately needs a receiver, and they desperately need a corner.
And they got both.
Arguably the worst secondary in the NFL last year. Christian Kirk, your best receiver last year, second best receiver. I forgot about Brian Thomas. Second best receiver walked out the door. Well, you traded him away, but you have Brian Thomas with Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
That's really freaking solid.
Brian Thomas Jr. was absolutely fantastic last year. So the fact that on like third down, you really are going to have no control because Travis Etienne and Tanks Bigby are really good pieces also in the backfield. Like they got flexibility now. They definitely can compete in that division if they want to. Though this pick is going to take fucking forever now.
Yeah, because now they're going to make a Jags Travis Hunter jersey.
Yeah. And then Hampton. Yeah, he says it properly. Like, it's Duval.
Yeah. That's the way it should be. Yeah, I'm still trying to... Yeah, what the hell does Cleveland do now? Do they go... I wonder if they go, say, Teterow and McMillan.
What if it's Genty? You've had GMs even saying like Genty can take over a team basically on the offense and give any quarterback a little bit of breathing room. Maybe that's all the Browns needed in order to get the offense actually rolling. Like they rolled really well under Nick Chubb.
Yep. Yeah. Now, see, here's my thing. I like the whole "do they trade again" scenario.
I also agree because then you can trade back and get like even you can get Hampton, who might even be better than fucking.
I think he
Genty.
is. I 100% think he is.
So this was going to be my hot take. Remember the year of Najee?
Yep.
And how everybody was like, oh, it's Najee this and Najee that and Najee this and Najee that. And then what happened? That guy.
Both of them were like average, but
yeah. But I mean, I'm trying to remember the other running back in that class too.
Etienne.
That's right. It's really fucking hot. God damn it.
Yeah, Travis Hunter is a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Okay, I see Giants on the clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have to imagine it's Abdul Carter.
I would assume that they're just like, fuck it, load up on defense, let's go.
Yeah, you pair him with Brian Burns, and then you trade away Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll take him.
I think that's a smart move.
I'll take him. I'll take
Thibodeau?
I'll take Thibodeau. I'll give a second. I'll give a second for Thibodeau. Maybe
as far as I'm concerned, anyone can have him. He does not strike fear in the slightest, in my opinion.
How dare you? No.
I mean, I wasn't high on him in that draft. Like, I've never been that high on him. To me, he's lazy. He's in spurts, he's really good.
Yes, he can be.
In like 3-4 play, like essentially in one drive, he can just take over. But then you don't see him for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's, to me, I don't think it's a smart move. Well, depending what the asking price is, of course.
Of course. Let's get all these in the. Where's that Zabel? All right, Zabel, where are you, Zabel? I have him on this board.
This is kind of a cool thing to think about too. We've got this whole narrative of like the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Michigans, the Ohio States, the like premier schools kind of dominating.
Yep.
The first two picks in the draft, the number one pick started their college career at Incarnate Word.
Yep.
And the second one started their career at Jackson State. So it's kind of a neat thing to think about when looking at this draft.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they finished their careers at Miami and Colorado, but
well, and people should. That's why people should always give what was the best way? Go give some of your money to some of the home games for the smaller college guys if you can.
Absolutely.
Because like we were trying to go see Cam Ward last year or the year before that when he was playing in Washington.
Washington State. Yeah.
So we're like, why not, right?
Yeah.
And then we would have been laughing right now and be like, man, we watched the first overall pick when he played and he was doing better arguably there.
Yeah.
Hetero. And then the Steelers, who do I have the Steelers taking? Egbuka. I like Egbuka. If I end up with Egbuka, I'll be happy.
I think he's a hell of a prospect. I think he's going to get pushed to the second round with the amount of time he's played in college, and the receivers are going to go later than expected. And like, I don't know about you, but I have two. Do I only have two wide receivers in the entire first round? I think so.
I got 3.
The Giants pick is in. Will Johnson is my biggest faller in this. I have him falling all the way to 29 to Washington.
I got him going to Green Bay.
Gross.
I know you would hate
that. No, that'd be worse than when they took Rashawn Gary. I loved Rashawn Gary, but no, they're not allowed to do that. They can't. Now, see, realistically, I think I picked that selection with my heart more than my brain because I did have them take a corner. Mm-hmm. I just went with Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky for Green Bay. Now, my logic there was I don't think Jameson Williams is getting traded, even though there's the rumors of it. And you've got speedy receivers all over the division. Go get the fastest corner to go try and keep up.
Exactly.
And I'll take Will Johnson at that point.
Yeah. And then you're just like, oh, the Michigan people could come play for the Michigan team. Yay!
They can go play for the Chargers. That's acceptable, but yeah, Abdul Carter.
Yep.
To the Giants.
Oh, where the hell? There you go. Ah! I'm almost done my board. And then Rams. I still think the Rams are on the Jackson Dart thing. I
think they're trading out.
If you think about it, unless you're doing a full rebuild after next year, you get Jackson Dart, keep Sean McVay interested.
Or you spend a second or third round pick on a guy like Quinn Ewers or
Milrow. Milrow,
yes. To me, it's Milrow, Ewers, and McCord are my 3 like project guys that you can get late too early 3 that I like a lot.
See, I have you guys taking Luther Bird.
I wouldn't hate that, especially they've been talking about getting younger at receiver and
Golden would be good.
Receiver quite a bit.
Golden would be good. I just think Luther would be more of like a Jamu type player, and you would.
We're not getting rid of Jamo, so it's fine.
That's what I mean. Whereas Golden would be almost more like another Amon Ra, and unless you keep them both on the outside and run a system like that, it'd almost be a wasteful pick to a certain degree. Like at least Luther would be that you could throw to him only one time for the first fucking 3 years kind of thing, and it wouldn't really matter. And then all of a sudden, like with Jabu there in the playoffs there, all of a sudden it's like, we didn't game plan for this shit at all. What the fuck? Where the fuck did this? How the fuck? It's like, did you forget?
I think if I'm not mistaken, the only receivers we visited or brought in for visits were McMillan and Golden. Like the first round guys. Brought in some later guys, but
It doesn't always matter because apparently we never met with Cansey and he came here.
Yeah. One, there's a lot of times where unless the guy is injured, you draft him without visiting. Because you meet with them at the freaking combine and all that. I just realized I still had my pick from the last mock draft for the Lions.
There we go. Where that fucking... Where did I bring this
down so I can actually get to it. There we go.
Where the fuck? There he is. I was like, I know I wrote his name down. There we go. Now I got my first round picks all up. Oh my god, my burrito is almost done, but I am fucking sweating. Oh my god. This is not an easy one to do. And of course, my burrito is starting to look like a fucking flatbread because I didn't roll it properly.
Who really does, though?
A sub.
I'm going to say, it starts off rolled nicely, but then it comes undone.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you, like, put it down, it rolls or unrolls. Yeah, it's
always a mess.
Yep.
Oh. So thank you all for tuning in with us. 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
We basically chill here. We chat. And we go and we do this. We're all excited to do it till about pick 15, 16, and then we get really fucking bored.
Yeah.
We're like,
well,
all
especially
right.
when you're pick 15 and you're 2.5 hours in already. And it's just like,
Yeah.
oh.
We're like, okay, guys, please hurry the fuck up. Though it does look like they're doing a pretty good job on the timing this year. It seems like it's almost going faster.
It feels like this time last year we were starting the draft.
Yeah.
We're already on pick 4.
Maybe somebody bitched and complained enough. We're just being heard.
Well, the past few years there was so much of that pre-draft stuff where you're honoring so many people and bringing the guys that are in the green room out and doing the picture, and where they did a lot of that stuff earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Which, thank you.
Yeah, thank fucking God. Okay, so what we're going to do, I forgot to talk to Alex about this, is every time a Dynasty player gets drafted, we got to put it in a list of order of who we think is the best as we go. So as of right now, this is where it becomes fun. What is Travis? What is Travis Hunter's dynasty value?
It depends how the teams view him. Is he a corner that plays wide receiver, or is he a wide receiver that plays corner? If he's a wide receiver that plays corner in that Jacksonville offense, it's really freaking good.
Yeah.
He's not the number one option. Teams will be worried more about Brian Thomas Jr. right off the bat. And if Trevor Lawrence is on his game, that's great value.
And they still got, and I know people are going to be like, who? They still got PJ Washington, which seems to be Trevor Lawrence's, go-to guy in really, really tight situations.
Especially at the end of the year.
Yeah. So
Washington was really good late in the year.
Mm-hmm. So they still got targets. They like their tight end there that they got a few years ago. I can't remember his name.
He's gone. Evan Ingram.
Not Ingram, the other one that they drafted.
Oh,
Fisk or not Luke. Why am I thinking?
See, I thought of Luke Stalker, but
yeah, Jaguars depth chart. Let's see that. No, Brenton Strange. That's who it is.
yes.
They like him apparently. But I mean, you can also get another one in the second. Well, I guess you can't because you don't have a second round pick anymore.
This is a deep tight end draft, though. Especially there's two that separate themselves from everyone else.
But then
second, third, fourth round. Well, and even Mason Taylor to me is kind of pushing himself up into that upper tier with Loveland and Warren. There's still a gap between those two and him, but he's making a case to be thrown into that.
I agree. He's a slow riser. Like I've seen him mock to the Bucs in the second round, and a lot of people were like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Why the fuck not?" Cade Otton's awesome, but 2 tight end systems seem to be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
When Patriots pick is in,
you gotta imagine it's Will Campbell.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Armand Membu.
Yeah. See, I can see offensive tackle either way. I just think they need left tackle more than right tackle, and I think Will Campbell is the left tackle in this draft.
I agree. So
I think Membu, I think Banks are right tackles. Josh Simmons could be a left tackle.
Mm-hmm. Josh Simmons, I got the Bears trading into the first round right in front of Green Bay to take him.
Okay.
Because I have a weird feeling that Chicago's probably like called the Chargers about being like, we want to get ahead of Green Bay no matter what.
It's Will Campbell.
Yeah.
See, I have Simmons going to Arizona at 16.
That would also be
mainly one, especially because Arizona hired Ohio State's offensive line coach to be their offensive line coach. So there's already a connection there. So I feel like they're either going Simmons or Donovan Jackson. I think they're taking one of the 2 Ohio State offensive linemen.
This guy, I'm watching this guy walk down the tunnel right now, and he looks small.
Yeah, he carries that. Well, I don't think he's actually at 319 right now.
I don't think so.
But he's carried it very well. Like, even the game tape they're showing now, he doesn't look like a 320-pound lineman.
No, not
he's very, very strong. He's not the typical heavier set offensive lineman. He's very strong, very powerful, which helps with slightly shorter arms than you'd like for a tackle, because that punch when he actually gets to it is nasty.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, do the Browns take Genty here? Is that the big trade back? Because it would make sense. Like if they felt as though the fit for Travis wouldn't necessarily be there, or the fact that they wanted that first round pick and knew that they can still get one of the remaining elite players in this draft is probably the smartest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you can replace Nick Chubb just like that after what happened to him and what the running game has meant to the Browns, be pretty big. Especially because I have Genty going in the top 5 as a bet. So
let's see. Yeah, I mean, I have Chicago getting Genty, trading up for Genty in mine. I obviously don't think that's going to be the case now, but yeah, I'm trying to find something on the Browns here. Holy shit. I wonder if that's true.
What?
I don't want to spoil it for everybody. I'll put it in the private chat for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing it all over the place.
Interesting. Pick is in.
That's not who I thought they would take, but I
know
the fit.
I mean,
Myles Garrett?
Yeah. Why the fuck not?
Damn.
If that ends up being it, fuck yeah. Then that means the Raiders really are in a tight spot.
Yeah, do you go Genty or do you go Membu? To me, those are the 2 people I think they're looking at.
So far I got 1, 2, 3 right.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Could you imagine? Now, here comes a weird one. What if the Raiders really do like Membu, okay? And they're like, listen, we made up our decision as much as we want Genty. And those rumors about the Jets trading Breece Allen are true. And they decide to go with Genty.
Man.
Which to me, I saw that online and I'm like because the other one that they got Braylon Allen,
yeah.
Who everyone laughed at me because I loved him so much. And then all of a sudden he's on fucking ESPN being talked about as like the best second running back in the league. And I'm like, no shit. You see the size of him?
Yeah. Well, it was tough though, because he had like a really good 2-3 week stretch and then he kind of fell back again.
So yeah, and I do think that's kind of the scheme that they're running, because it doesn't seem like they were doing it like, I don't think they were putting them in the right scheme, I guess is the best way to describe it here.
Agreed. Do you see the little fact they had on the bottom there?
No.
He's only the second offensive lineman from LSU drafted in the first round of the common draft era.
Oh, shit.
That's kind of surprising. The only other one is Alan Faneca.
Fucking Faneca.
Yeah, wow.
Damn.
Mason
Graham is the 5th overall pick.
Well, and there was so much talk of him falling. I had him falling to 13 to Miami.
And I kept thinking to myself, too, I'm like, where the fuck would he go? So I'm like, yeah, he would just stop falling at Miami. So
yeah.
What a fucking pick, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy at Michigan that took over from day one. Like, as a freshman, he came in and was pushing the pocket, and that was with guys that are currently NFL players on that defensive line. Like, he came in and dominated. Yeah. And he doesn't have the typical look of a defensive tackle or the athleticism that you'd necessarily like from a guy his size, but the dude's a bowling ball. He always finds ways to get through. He's great against the run, great against the pass. He's a former high school champion wrestler. So he was really good at working with leverage. Yeah, Cleveland's getting an absolute stud. The only knock I'd have on him is sometimes he plays a little too much side to side, where it can leave a gap open for a quarterback, especially when you're in a division with Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. That could give a running lane open for a quarterback to take over. But this guy, I mean, him and a guy we'll see later on tonight, Kenneth Grant, are the reason we beat Ohio State this year. Like, to me, it was those two taking over the reason we won that game. So he's dominated against every level of football at the college level. He's dominated Division III teams. He's dominated lower tier Division I teams. He's dominated the elites in college football, whether it was Ohio State the last couple of years, Alabama last year. Like, he's taken on the elites and he's dominated. So I think Cleveland pairing him with Myles Garrett, that's a nasty duo for a defensive line.
I agree with the fact that it's a nasty duo. The other side of it too is that he's young and Garrett's already in his prime. So Garrett's gonna help him develop even better into like a pro NFL style player. And the other side, like they already had a very good defense. They had a very good defense. They've been struggling just with the offense and the quarterbacks and everything else like that. And to be honest, it almost seems like they're willing to do one more year of dealing with that shit in order to put all their chips in next year for either Drew or, if he goes one and done, Arch. Like, is this for everybody doing the hunch that Arch might be going one and done? I don't think he is. I think he'll do what Drew did. I think he's going to have a tough playoff loss, realize that there's still a lot of dudes around him that want to come back and have a chance to win and do that. I'm also taking Penn State to win the Natty this year still.
I have them in my Final Four, absolutely. I don't know. I haven't picked an actual champion yet.
it's going to be very hard for me to come away from Penn State. As of right now, it's Penn State versus Texas for me.
To me, the issue with Penn State is still their ability to win the big games in conference. I don't until
Ohio State couldn't.
I mean, Ohio State's only loss in conference was us. Well, no, they lost to Oregon as well, my bad.
Yes.
But then they beat the brakes off Oregon in the playoff.
Fucking right they did.
Now, at the same time, with Penn State, one, it's interesting because they don't play us, but they play Ohio State and Oregon. So that, to me, is where, realistically, there's a chance you lose one of those and you're not playing for the Big Ten title and not playing for a first-round bye.
That is also true.
So then it comes down to your playoff seeding. That's why I'm just like, I have a hard time.
The playoff seeding is really going to be the kicker, because you could have almost any. It could be like Ohio State versus Penn State.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Is it Genty?
The Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty.
There it is.
Oh, they did it.
No wonder that pick came in real quick too. I didn't even see it hit 8 minutes. They were like, "Fuck it, he's there.
Yep.
Let's do it." Okay, so I lost money on that, but that's fine. Genty now arguably becomes the number one fantasy running back right now for Dynasty.
And probably the number one pick in just a rookie draft. Unless you're doing super flex, then you might argue Cam Ward, but to me, Genty in a rookie draft is the number one guy.
Yep.
With how Pete Carroll likes to use his running backs.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to put Hunter. So as of right now, my Dynasty rankings would be Genty first, Ward second, Hunter third. And it's just, to anybody who's going to start asking, the question in the Dynasty, like you go to any Dynasty fantasy football shows tomorrow or this weekend, and all of them are going to be asking the number one big question: is Travis Hunter worth a rookie pick? And I don't know.
Here's my thing. Is if you're in a league where there's individual defensive players and you play him a wide receiver, do you still get the points for tackles, interceptions?
That's a good
then to me, he's absolutely worth an early pick.
That's the question that you would need to ask your GMs. It's like, if he's on the field and he's racking up defensive points and receiving points, does that count? And then if you go back through history, I'm sure there has been a defensive player that has done that before, and people probably have counted it. They just probably never expected it to get this crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Dion, if fantasy football was kicking around then, I'm sure Dion was probably a fun fantasy player to use.
Oh,
in some
yeah,
cases.
he would have had to have been. Yeah.
So that's a good question. Does if he plays corner and wide receiver at almost a 50-50 split, doesn't have to be a starting rotation, but like say a nickel or a third down kind of thing even, does that warrant him being picked high? And it's still so confusing to me because, like, if he's not and he's going to be more of a corner, well, then no, I don't want him.
Agreed.
But the draft is going to happen for all rookies here when people start up their dynasties and such. NSD 6 will probably have it in about 2 to 3 weeks is usually when it kicks off. NSD 6 or NSD LTF 4 will probably wait until we get the other two teams filled up. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, if NSD 6 was a league where we had defensive players, I would have people asking me those questions right now, and then they'd be like, "What is the points that people get on defense and all this kind of shit?"
See, I'm asking the guy that runs my one franchise right now, because not only do we do individual players, we have our draft usually starts about halfway through round one of the real draft just to kind of get some guys loaded up.
Yeah.
And then it's just you can kind of pick as we go over the next couple days here.
Mm-hmm.
But I traded up and I have the 4th overall pick. So I'm sitting here and I was like, I don't need running back and I don't need receiver, but it's one where we do free agency and you have a salary cap and everything.
Yep.
And I got I got Saquon as a free agent next year, and I got Amon-Ra as a free agent next year. I'm
Ooh,
probably not going to be able to afford both. So
don't think so. I don't be thinking so. But damn, like this Travis Hunter situation just makes it like so much more of a pain in the ass for GMs of leagues already. Which is fine. That's what we're meant to be there for, is to make the tough decisions, like the one that I had to make about the DeMar Hamlin situation back in the day. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But Genty, though, let's talk about this for a second. The Seahawks were very close to it. They were very close to the playoffs last year, right? They didn't make the playoffs, right? They were the last team to not make the playoffs. Is that what it was?
Sorry?
The Seahawks didn't make the playoffs last year, correct?
No, they do not.
Okay. So, but they still had a very good team. Same with them and the Bengals. They still had very good teams. They just obviously missed out because of some injuries, some bad losses at some bad times. The Seahawks still have a very good core of running backs, and that's what helped Geno Smith succeed in situations that he needed to. And now that is exactly what the Raiders get. The Raiders still have in the running back room Zamir White for, short downs if they needed to go. I'm pretty sure they have a pass catching running back still in there. So Genty's going to see.
Abdullah's still there?
I believe so. Cause Madison's gone.
Yeah. He's in Miami.
Yeah. They still, and you never know, they can go grab somebody else later on too. Cause that would be smart if you're a depleted running back room. But yeah, Genty's going to take it away now for the Raiders. Like the Raiders now have two offensive weapons that are arguably better than a lot of other people's two major weapons. Like Genty and Brock Bowers now are, wow.
Yeah.
That's a fun offense. And then if they decide to draft a quarterback next year, they'll have Brock Bowers and Genty to help them come into the league and learn the systems properly. Like,
the Raiders are an interesting team too, because are they one of those teams that's going to look in round 2, 3, 4 to get one of those guys to develop a Milroe, a Ewers, a McCord, a Will Howard? There's a lot of those quarterbacks there that need to sit for a couple years and learn the NFL game, where you could have them, Geno's on a 2 or 3 year deal?
yes.
So I think, like, at that point, have Geno be the guy for 2-3 years, and then this guy just walks in and takes over.
I even said before, what about, Drew Aller being their next year's quarterback? Like they draft him and he gets to come in there and be the big arm guy and have some fun with Jacoby Myers and the other guys that they've got in there too, and probably draft another weapon eventually. But
yeah,
the division that they're in, like they got the Chargers, they got the Chiefs, obviously, and then they got the
Broncos.
Thank you. And then I got the Broncos. All four of those teams now they all look like playoff teams. Chiefs playoff team, Broncos playoff team. I mean, suspect for the Chargers next year. I mean, they made it, but is Herbert going to really put him over the hump? Which people have said too. Let's trade Herbert. Fucking A, trade Herbert. I want to see him go to a real fucking place and show off. That'd be fun.
Yeah, see that. The only trade I saw for Herbert was trading him for McCarthy. Trading him to Minnesota for McCarthy. Jim gets his quarterback, and Minnesota gets a proven guy. And it's just like, I don't think either team wants to do that, to be honest.
Armand Membu goes to the Jets.
I was going to say it's between Membu and Tyler Warren.
Yeah. And he's going to the Jets. Armand Membu.
So now it's interesting. Oh, does Chicago take Tyler Warren?
Does Carolina take Tyler Warren?
I think they got to go defense.
I agree that they should. But also at the same time, too, like
this draft's been still all over the place, too. So
they need something on the offense. Like Sanders wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. Like
and then he got hurt.
Yeah, and Sanders is more of a he's a pass catching tight end. He's a sleek upfield pass catching tight end. He's not necessarily your blocker. Tyler Warren's gonna throw the fucking block, man. So this is getting interesting.
I was asking the commission in the league about Hunter.
Yeah.
And I accidentally put, will Genty count for receiver and DB points? He's like, no, but Hunter might.
It's like, shit, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Panthers
pick is already in. That was quick.
Thank fucking God.
Yeah, we are rolling.
Much respect to these teams. Nobody wants to be in fucking Green Bay. They're like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they had enough fucking hotels to accommodate all that shit.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, seriously. I guess, like, that city does grow exponentially come football season, but I didn't think that much.
Yeah. So I just saw something from Schefter saying the Jags are expected to play their first-round pick Travis Hunter on offense and defense. They will onboard him by giving him a heavy dose of the wide receiver position while still playing him at his more natural position on defense.
Cohen gonna ruin his fucking career already. I can just tell. What if it's okay? Hold the fuck on. Get this big old time out here for a second. I think what the okay.
Oh,
what did you see? Yeah, what we got? What we got?
The guy I mocked every freaking time and then backed off this mock draft.
Oh, that's a smart pick.
Yeah.
That's a smart pick.
Freaking, yeah, that's a great pick.
That's a great pick. Now they got theirs. They're fucking Mike Evans.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Sorry, everybody who's watching right now, you're gonna start getting picks a little bit earlier if you're not watching it on TV. Tedero McMillan's going to Carolina.
Wide receiver from Arizona. Big body, jump ball guy. Also plays really well in the slot. Those balls coming across the middle. He's not afraid of the contact. To me, I said last night, he reminds me of a mix of Mike Evans and Michael Thomas.
That's a good one. That is a good one. Fucking the slant king over there.
Yeah.
Fucking him and Leggett are gonna be a funny conversation to watch. Just like them talking are gonna be so funny to watch.
Yep.
But man, hey Buccaneers, we're gonna need a corner. Go look at the tapes of the corners that did McMillan pretty bad. We're gonna need them.
Yeah. Well, and I mean it's interesting too because 2 years ago when Noah Fafita played really, really well for Arizona,
yeah,
McMillan was the jump ball outside guy and came down with almost everything thrown at him. This past year where Fafita struggled a little bit more, you had McMillan come inside more, play the slot, play the across the middle type football, and again he did very well at that. So clearly a guy that can do it all, and a very, very good pick for Carolina here. Now it's interesting. Does this?
Woo! What's that? There we go. I don't know why it's.
Is the mic still live on that one?
It was not. I was trying to do this sneakily, and it was not working.
Oh,
Mike
now
Paul.
the interesting thing to look at is technically with Travis Hunter, that's 2 receivers taken already. So the question is, does it start the run on receivers here? You have Golden, you have Ibuka, you have Burden could all sneak into the first round here. It'll be interesting to see if that run happens earlier than most people expected. And then if that happens, what run that everyone expected gets pushed out? Is it the running backs? Is it a few of the edge rushers? Is it a few of the defensive tackles? It's something that would be interesting to look at.
I wonder if this will work. None of that worked. I would try to actually see if it'll just like work with another cam and then put it here and stuff. But like I had the whole mute, everything was muted and it's fucking working. I was like, what the fuck? What in the fuck? Tero McMillan.
Yeah, it's a really good pick.
Carolina, the fans are just like, fuck. Okay, thank you. Okay, so still only 3 right. Tyler Warren is going to be available to a few teams now who are probably looking to trade in. The Colts. That's what I was going to say. This Colts team has had the same GM for a long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
The same personnel group basically for a long fucking time. What if, and this is just hypothetical, but like what if next year the Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones thing is not working out? Let's just say the Daniel Jones thing ends up becoming a New York Giants situation. And then they, 4 or 5 games later, they go to Anthony Richardson. He might steal one and then play a good game 2 and stuff. But then it really starts looking like they might, like they're like at the trade deadline at 2-7. And then they're like, they're like, fuck it. Okay, let's be sellers. Let's just sell. Let's just bench Anthony Richardson. Let's bench Daniel Jones. We'll go with the 3rd fucking stringer. And we'll run Jonathan Taylor into the ground. And then, since it is the Colts, and since there's a certain last name that has a pretty good hold of that team, they could be in a certain ownership's ear being like, hey, man, I'm just saying, if you get the 1st overall pick, I can almost guarantee you a certain someone would come out of college and put on the jersey. And not only that, I think everybody in the NFL would see it happening at like week 17 or week 18 of that year and would see that the Indianapolis Colts are like that close to having the 1st overall pick. And maybe something stupid like the Houston Texans have to beat Tennessee in order for the Colts to get the 1st overall pick. It's like, I can see it, dude. I can see that. Can see that. Ooh, Kelvin Banks to the Saints. Ooh, I like that.
Well, that's what I'm seeing.
That's a good one. I like that one, actually.
Which makes this really interesting for the Bears because they're technically on the clock now. You still have essentially all the edge rushers because you weren't getting Abdul Carter. You have Micah Williams. You have Jalen Walker. You have Mike Green. You Jahad Campbell, if that interests them. You have Shamar Stewart. You have Pierce Jr. Like, there's so many different edge rushers here, and they do need a guy across from Montez Sweat. Mm-hmm. They could go offensive tackle, given that there's the run on tackles happening. Mm-hmm. They could go Warren. They could go freaking Hampton or Henderson or like. There's so many different ways Chicago could go, but there's not really that many needs. It's just we know Ben Johnson coming from Detroit and how they built that roster. So you assume that they're going to go in that direction as well. But it's just like, what the hell is Chicago going to do? Because even we said Warren, but Loveland's also available if they like Loveland more than Warren.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, I'm now looking at this and I'm like, yo, Buccaneers, if Jalen Walker falls to San Fran, make the call. Mm-hmm. And just see what it takes If they need a second, try and make it next year's. But if Jalen Walker is available at 11 before Dallas gets a hold of him, let's try and make that fucking happen.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Like, honestly, because I didn't think he'd get past Carolina. I don't think he'd get past Chicago either. I have a sneaking suspicion Chicago probably wants to get another defensive player because their offense can be really good and they can easily get Hampton later on in the first if they trade it back in and they can get their running back, their solid piece.
Mm-hmm.
They could probably also take those second round picks and wait for Hampton or the other tight ends like Mason Taylor to be available. Like there's a few different players that they can go there. I'm looking the fact that Carolina passed on Jalen Walker, and I'm like, I want him in a Bucs jersey now, please.
Yeah, well, that was the guy that I was certain about as of last night. Just everything I had been reading was Walker to the Panthers, Walker to the Panthers.
Or even, Mason Graham at number 5. I just obviously wasn't to the Jags. That's the huge one for me. I didn't see the fact that trade happened, but also the fact that they went with Mason Graham. It's just like him and him and Myles Garrett is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, yes, it is.
It's gonna suck for offensive lines in that division, though.
In the AFC North, yep.
Oh my god.
Joe Burrow's gonna die again.
And sorry, now the burrito's sitting and my body's just like, oh, we're going to bed now. It's just like, nope. We pushed through, bitch. We are at pick 10.
Yeah, Kelvin just came off the board for me. They actually finally announced the pick.
Yep. Calvin Banks.
I've seen about 5 different players posted that the Bears are taking them. So I'm trying to get a more definitive answer.
Yeah, I started to pop on Twitter a little bit too, just to see. Because
I've seen Hampton, I've seen Jalen Walker. I forget what was the other one. Loveland.
fucking Shannon Sharp stepping away is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Though, I mean, like, listen, anybody out there, as a person who is in a very kinky relationship, and a lot of shit can be definitely taken a certain way if people were to only hear certain amounts of phone calls or whatever. Obviously, you got to wait until due process is done, but I do think this is a typical bitch figured she could get him caught with what he said on the camera and stuff, or on the phone, and yeah. Ooh,
that's what I'm seeing more and more.
Ooh, Loveland to the Bears. That means Tyler Warren would be falling.
You'd have to imagine the Colts are panicking and trying to trade up now.
Yeah, like please.
That's interesting because to me, you look at the tight ends in this draft class, and Warren reminds me more of, say, Kittle, and Loveland reminds me more of, like, Travis Kelce. So you look at it, and Chicago went with the receiving tight end.
Yeah.
Pick is in. We're on the clock. Jalen Reagor, wide receiver, TCU to the Eagles.
Hey, Heck, I'm on it. Nice.
So the Wolverines team that was supposedly pretty bad, 2 players in the top 10.
Well, I mean, it's not that they were bad, just they didn't make the playoffs.
I mean, 8-5 is bad for Michigan.
I guess. It's like, still. I mean, Detroit finished with fucking 39 wins. Wasn't bad. Could have been better, though.
Yeah, fucking could have been.
So this is what I'm at. This is what I'm, a little hockey talk here quick before we get to the Bears pick. I'm like this close to putting $1,000 on the Red Wings to make the playoffs next year. And the reason is this. One, because if they make the fucking playoffs, obviously I win a significant amount of cash and we're all fucking happy. And I can pay for the first round and have little watch parties and shit. Or I lose $1,000 and inevitably I can indulge myself in my own self-loathing for the next 5 years and my hatred of Steve Yzerman. So in my opinion, and in my head, it's a win-win situation no matter what happens. Like if the playoffs, they go to the playoffs, fuck y'all. They don't go to the playoffs. It's all good. It's all good. It's all fine with me. So I have a lot of. That's a good one. Michael Williams to the 49ers is a good one.
It's a really good one. Especially for a team that for so long has drafted, especially defensive linemen based on traits. You get him across from Nick Bosa, that's a dangerous duo.
Okay, Buccaneers. He's starting to fall. Though we'll probably
end up rolling to the Niners there.
I thought that's what the Niners would have done. Oh yeah, I guess we should have been listening for when the Bears were on the clock. They probably just got booed for 10 minutes.
Yeah. They just did a whole thing before that to announce that the schedule release is on May 14th.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Nice to actually know when it's coming for once.
Yes.
May 14th, that's a Wednesday. Oh, I'll be live for Restoring the Roar that night. Nice.
Hey,
that gives me an easy topic.
Very easy topic. You're like, hey, let's check out what games Alex will be trying to go see.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, because those tickets are not cheap.
Nope. Might have to try and get a road game.
And I mean, respectively to all my American friends out there, I ain't going to America anytime soon. So, Ben Cornett, thank you for tuning in. I'm hearing Dave just went outside to try and get Shadur to calm down right now. Ben, what are you doing right now? Are you not live? If you want in, come in, please. I'll send you the link. I would love to have you on here, buddy. Yeah, Shadur. It's funny because I could have almost guaranteed Shadur wasn't going at number 3. I did think, however, somebody was going to trade back into like the top 10 or the top 15 to still technically grab him. Doesn't really look like it's going to, because it does seem like all the players that we were thinking of that should have been going higher, we just didn't know where they were going to go. They're going there. They're going there.
The amount of Cowboys fans on Twitter right now that are saying, should we draft Shadur Sanders, is hilarious.
Did you not just trade for Joe Milton? Did you not?
And make Dak Prescott the highest paid quarterback in football?
Yeah. Why the fuck would you do that? Man, you really said you're going to make Schottenheimer fucking really stuck at his job.
Yeah.
Which I'm still like, I'm really, really trying to wrap my head around it. Like, I was like, he's still good. Right? Right?
To me, if you're Dallas, the pick's got to be Hampton or, like, Golden.
I agree. Golden would make sense.
Especially
Golden would probably make the most
kid. Like, bring a Longhorn to the Cowboys. Like, I think that makes the most sense.
When's the last time a Longhorn got drafted to the Cowboys? Say, like, in the first, like, round. Ooh. Have they ever drafted a Longhorn in the first round?
I would imagine.
I would hope so. Like, fucking, we drafted Vernon Hargreaves because he was a hometown kid with pick, like, 15. I'm pretty sure the fucking the Cowboys have done that at least once.
So we'll go from recent picks back. I'm back to 2008 and nothing yet.
Jeez.
Into the 90s and still nothing.
Oh my god.
Texas A&M in 92.
Okay. But still not.
A&M in 84. No Longhorns yet.
What?
West Texas State in 1970. Texas in 1964.
In 1964.
They've drafted one Texas Longhorn.
My God. I okay. Does that even count?
The 4th overall pick, offensive tackle Scott Appleton. But he never played for them. He signed with the Houston Oilers of the AFL instead.
Wow. That's, jeez. That's like, I mean, we had Bo Jackson. We had Steve Young.
Yeah.
Fuck, we had players too that never actually put the jersey on. That one still irks me. I'm like, can you imagine what it would have been like if Bo Jackson and Steve Young were to just, I don't know, play for the Bucs? That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would have really helped with the, fucking 40 years of, bottom dwelling and making the creamsicle jerseys look like ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the creamsicle jerseys. Though this year, I didn't like the first game we had them on. It's like, you guys, come on.
Interesting.
What San Fran got?
San Fran's got Michael Williams. We already announced that.
Oh, yeah. Who's 12? Cowboys?
Yeah. I'm seeing potentially Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama.
That would make sense. There was a few. What the fuck? Pete Carroll is dropping hints?
About?
He was dropping hints on Twitter for what the pick was going to be.
Oh my God. That's great.
And it all is weird. That's okay. That's just so okay. That seems like not Pete Carroll. But I mean, the guy's like 76 years old and still living his best life. I can't hate him for that. Can you imagine if the Dolphins took Tyler Warren?
Oh, or Matthew Golden, or
I would like to say I love Prime so much. I love Prime. Look at this one, Death by Shower. Whoa.
So many people are still like, are we really about to take Shedeur Sanders here?
Are we really doing this? Are we really going full fuck it mode? Oh, jeez, buddy.
If that happens, lock up Deion Sanders being the head coach next year.
Yeah, no shit. Not only that, Shedeur Sanders is wearing a massive chain worth well over $100K for tonight's game, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, buddy. Or for tonight's draft, not game. Fuck, man. I'm so glad. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, the Buccaneers have selected Shedeur Sanders. And I'm going to be like, oh, okay, cool. We're just going to start being the good old Bucs again, aren't we? Right on. Cool. Love it. Deion's going to be our head coach. Right on. Actually, you know what? I don't hate that. Now I'm thinking in my head, if I gotta have Shedeur, but I get Dion.
So what do you do with Dak?
No, I get Dion, or I get Dion.
Oh, you get Dion.
Yeah, I get Dion.
I thought we were still talking Dallas. I was like,
no, because I was like, because I'm not a fan of Shedeur. I don't like, and you know me, I don't like those type of quarterbacks. That's why I wasn't a fan of.
I was about to make a bad joke.
Ooh.
I'll just put it in the private chat.
Yeah, put it in the group chat. I was like, what are you talking about? Why the fuck can't I think of the quarterback for the Saints now?
Which one?
The one
Derek Carr?
No, the young one there.
Spencer Rattler.
Rattler reminds me a lot of Shedeur.
Rattler fits this too. Just
no. I like the other quarterbacks with Doug Williams for crying out loud, and Josh Freeman and Jameson Williams or Jameis Winston. There we go. And they all worked out so perfectly fine, didn't they? Sean King. Anybody remember Sean King days? Testaverde?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I hate my life.
If you want to argue that,
well, okay.
I can go Joey Harrington.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky.
No, Stanton.
You know, at least you don't have it as bad as the Browns, where the one fan's got like a whole jersey of the fucking.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a ton of Tyler Booker
Tyler Booker, eh?
to the Cowboys. Yeah,
That makes sense.
it's
A lot of people
smart
had him.
pick.
A lot of people had him high, but I guess if Martin's going to retire, you need like a plug and play.
Yeah. See, I had Booker going to Baltimore at 27.
That would have been a good one. Oh, excuse me. Oh, don't show highlights against my fucking. No. Don't show highlights against my fucking Gators, who are national champions.
In the wrong sport, but yeah.
Don't fucking matter. We won a natty.
Yeah.
I got to see a natty in basketball in my lifetime. Ask me how excited I was. I didn't give a fuck. No. Actually, I started getting excited when we made it to the final eight. I was like, I guess I should be caring right now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I was like, you were pretty quiet up until that point.
I was very like, I just, because I'm not huge into college basketball. I kind of only get into it till like the Final Four.
Yeah.
The Gators have never they were decent when I first started kind of watching.
They were really good in the mid 2000s.
Yeah. But they never won. It was always Duke or fucking Kansas and shit like that. So I was like, whatever. And then they won like in like, what was it? 95, 96, I think it was. Or 05, 06?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
05, 06. Because they had
05, 06, yeah.
Oh shit, who do they have? I remember
that roster.
Yeah,
that's right.
Those mid 2000s Gators were unreal.
They had some fun teams, yes.
Did Joakim Noah go there?
What's that?
Did Joakim Noah go there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Noah was there.
That was right around that time.
Cowboys select. Y'all think you're getting a running back? You're getting a guard, bitch.
And it's the right call.
It is. It is 1,000% the right call. Like, yeah, I know you guys want a running back, but you can easily get one that you need in the second round.
To me, if you're Miami and you're not trading back, you got to go corner. Whether it's Barron or Will Johnson,
but
I think they've got to go corner.
Tyler Warren is still there. If anything, I'm the Colts being like, just trade up, trade with me, please. Trade. What do you want?
If I'm Miami, I'd call and be like, Hey, we're taking Warren unless you give us a good offer. Like,
I'll give you a fucking third, please. Don't do that.
but see, if you're Miami, you're actively shopping Jalen Ramsey. And even if you keep Ramsey, you have a massive need at that other corner spot. To me, it's got to be corner.
I've also decided that I would not be a very good owner. I would be very drunk or very baked, being like, go get me this player right now. They'd be like, sir,
And you'd still draft better than Jerry Jones.
Or what's inevitably going to be I really hate to say this, but like inevitably what's going to be the really disappointing next few years of the Seattle Kraken in the NHL. Do you see who they hired as their fucking front office peeps?
No.
Ron Francis. And that's all. And it was Buffalo Sabre fans like showing like love to Seattle Kraken fans, being like, "Oh my god, your team's gonna look so good on paper, but it's not gonna do a fucking thing."
Yeah. Truer words have never been spoken.
Oh, like you poor Kraken fan, and I'm like I waited so long for Seattle teams to be this fucking shit. Like, is this what I should expect from the Sonics when we come back?
Yes.
Oh, go get me Gary Payton's kid or something. Fuck.
Just go get all the Legends kids. Go get fucking
Scotty
Jr.
Yeah. Who? Hey,
he's playing pretty damn well right now.
That's fucking undrafted or second rounder. I thought he was undrafted, but I
believe he was undrafted.
Yeah, and
yeah, because he went to the Lakers G League team.
That's right.
I think I called up.
And then is he on the Lakers? I thought he was on Memphis.
No, he was on the Lakers. He's now on Memphis.
Okay.
He got there last year.
That's right.
And then with all the injuries and everything happening, he got a ton of playing time and was able to work out those mistakes. And he's turned into a damn good player now.
He's been really fun to watch with like, and it sucks because I'm a big fan of Ja, but like even now I'm just like, bro, your antics got to stop, man.
Yep.
Like just you could have.
It's costing the team.
Yeah. And you could have taken the fucking, like, the Memphis Grizzlies have, like, arguably the best jerseys in the league. And you decided to fucking ruin that by making everybody hate you. And I just want to see some Grizzly games and some cool-ass fucking jerseys and some cool-ass fucking dunks. And you're being a dipshit again. Like, come on, man. All right, Miami.
I think Twitter crashed. At least it did for me.
JJ, what? Was that really just an announcement for the schedule announcement? Okay, there's my hand. There we go. I hate this camera sometimes. This is so stupid. I can't wait to get a new laptop.
Is Twitter working for you?
Yes, I think. Let me just refresh here. Yep. Yep, it is.
Weird. So, like, if I stay in the, like, just home and it's, like, it brings the post to me there, that works. If I go search for anything, it won't work.
Weird.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see if I can get this. Here you go.
Yeah.
The fuck you are. I really got to watch that fucking Ozark.
Yeah, I do too.
I've seen the scene a few times where she's like, if you're gonna stop me, you have to fucking kill me, and like just screams. It's like shit, bitch.
Yep.
And like, yes, I think she gets the Madonna biopic, which I was like, Good pick there. And she looks like she's going to play pretty good fucking Silver Surfer, which I'm also like, good pick there. And that Thunderbolt's ending. I can't talk about it. Drop it for me. Just like I can't drop the one post-credit scene. Nice. The war just falls to the fucking Colts. Just falls to the Colts. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Jalen Waddle gonna fall to the Falcons.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Maybe you guys can convince Indianapolis that Warren will still be there at what, 19?
Not convincing them we're shit. Because then Atlanta will turn around and be like, you know what? We don't need Kyle Pitts. Fuck this.
Fuck Kyle Pitts, yeah.
Hey, Indianapolis, you want Kyle Pitts? I heard he did really well with Anthony Richardson.
Or Cincinnati would just be like, fuck our defense, go get Tyler Warren.
No, what Cincy needs to do, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Cincy's offense at the end of the season last year, when they started rolling and shit like that, yeah, go get a running back. Go get OJ fucking, or go get Hampton. Go get fucking, go get Quinson Junkins for all I fucking care. Just go get bro a fucking running back and just, I will be watching Bengals games next year. I fucking love what the Bengals did at the end of the season. And I was pissed when they didn't make it in. And then Travis fucking Kelsey going on his podcast, you think we would purposely lose? Bitch, shut the fuck up. You know for
it's like you didn't try to win. So.
Yeah, you know for a fact that not a single team, including your ownership, wanted anything to do with that fucking Bengals squad in the postseason. All of your names would have been Joe Burrows.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing would be if you get them a running back instead of the games being 50-49 and going either way, they'll be 70-67 and go either way.
Who the fuck cares?
The most exciting football.
And I got Joe Burrow in Dynasty, so you know what? Fuck him. Let's go. Let's do this. Fuck. Kenneth Grant. I watch all these Dolphin fans. Okay.
There's their Christian Wilkins replacement.
Yep. And that's the other thing too, is like we always forget that most of these teams are getting replacements for major players that they have lost.
Yeah. I mean, looks like we can go ahead and say it now. Warren to the Colts.
Yeah.
It looks like it's already in.
Yeah. They're probably trying to trade up.
Yeah, probably.
And everybody was like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Now we get to see if Atlanta stays in state and takes Jalen Walker. They do need an edge rusher. Yeah, Colts pick is already in.
Makes sense. Makes fucking sense. Oy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're already liking what you see, like, share, follow, NSD. I know we didn't do too much advertising this year because obviously I haven't been around for fucking too long. I've had some shit going on. Figured out that shit. Shit's all solid shits now. Nice, healthy shits. And NSD is going to be back pretty fucking soon. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the platform is going to be about going forward because I want to make it still a weekly thing. Oh, excuse me. But I almost kind of want to go daily for when shit actually does hit the ceiling or be able to go live from locations, go live from like hockey games and stuff like that, or at least outside. Inevitably, if the Oilers can do fucking anything, Because right now, they got about the same amount of playoff wins as my fucking Red Wings do. 0. I mean, our Red Wings.
Yeah.
Just like I was going to message you the other day and be like, man, these Pistons are playing good. And be like, oh, wait, you don't fucking care.
I mean, they're very enjoyable to watch. I will say that.
They went from being like last year, it was like, man, this is kind of unbearable to watch, to being like, man, Cade Cunningham is going to fucking tear this league apart pretty soon.
Yeah, they lost 23 straight games last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then to come to this year and be
They won. They won a stupid amount in a row. Or it was like, in a span of like 40 games, they lost only like 10.
Yeah.
It was like something stupid like that.
Very, very good.
Yeah. Tyler Warren. That one guy was mouthing it too. He's like, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, you talk for a second. I'm going to go to the other room and prepare something. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, so Indianapolis.
Not even hear me. Take it.
Indy's about to actually announce their pick here. Well, Goodell. And it is Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. So it'll be interesting to see if we get another tight end the rest of the night here. It would be Mason Taylor if it was, and maybe a team like Philly, KC, if they're looking for life after Travis Kelce. I don't really expect him to go earlier than 31. But there's a lot to unpack here. It's been a wild draft. So obviously Cam Ward at 1, Tennessee was expected, but then Jacksonville trading up to 2 to get Travis Hunter, giving up all that they did. I think Cleveland fleeced them in that trade. It gives them the ability to go get quarterback next year and build up the roster around him. The Giants at 3 with Abdul Carter. Makes sense. Like I said last night on my show, the last time they passed on a Penn State edge rusher, they traded back and got Kadarius Toney instead of Micah Parsons, who ended up on the Dallas Cowboys. So they did not make the same mistake twice. New England, Will Campbell. Makes total sense. Great pick. Protect Drake May. I mean, it's been wild.
So
Cleveland.
Fucking fall.
Mason Graham.
Put this back in my ear.
Tyrone Millen. Yeah, it's been a wild first round so far.
It has. We only got 3 right, and of course it was in the top 4.
Yeah, which we said the draft started at 5.
Yeah,
it started at 2 actually, but
Aaron fucking Lee. Tyler Warren went all the way to 14, which is insane. But then most of the players that we thought would be going in the top like 12 to 14 are gone, except for Jalen Walker, Walter Nolan, which are more than likely going to start popping up in the next couple picks here.
Yeah. Does Atlanta maybe go Walter Nolan with the loss of Grady Jarrett?
I was actually just thinking that too. Like they just lost their big defensive tackle, so.
Oh, I'm seeing a ton of just fans saying, please take Jalen Walker.
Please don't.
I had Mike Green, the edge from Marshall here, but Walker was already off the board.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting, though, where you were saying most of the top 14, we had at least the players here. The only player that's been picked in the top 14 that I didn't have in the top 14 was Kenneth Grant. I had him at 22 to the Chargers. And I still have Walker and Nolan and Golden, still available from inside. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't have Booker or Banks either. I just saw them at the bottom of the board here. I was like, why do I have 3 that were sitting in the top 14 that haven't been picked and only 1 that was outside? That math does not add up. So, yeah, Booker and Grant are the 3 that I had outside the top 14. I got picked inside the top 14. And my 3 that were inside that have fallen out of the top 14 were Jalen Walker, Walter Nolan, and Matthew Golden.
Yeah, I got Golden going to Washington. Why the fuck not?
Tebow and Terry McLaurin.
Why the fuck
Yeah.
not?
They got to get somebody on defense.
Fuck him. Fuck no. 55 points a game. Come on. Let Jaden Daniels cook. Let me just also state, I am so happy that the Commanders started doing good. Like, I love
thing here.
What's that?
There's no way that is legit. I'm gonna see if it's true or not before I say anything.
Sugar Sanders.
No, it was a trade to 15.
Oh, interesting. That's probably why it's commercial break right now.
But it still shows Atlanta on the bottom.
Let's go to Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think it's true. Because the trade was Philly moving up to 15 and also snagging Kyle Pitts, and then it didn't show what else was involved. So seen a ton of Jalen Walker and a ton of Mike Green.
I am too, actually.
And somebody, a Falcons fan, said with the 15th pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr. again.
Yeah, I'm looking around here.
I swear this is the first team that's been under 2 minutes left on the clock with their pick.
Cole fans are like, we really went from Kyle Granson to Tyler Warren overnight.
Yeah. Thank your stars that you did. Yeah, I gotta imagine the Falcons are trying to trade here. The fact they're still on the board with a minute and a half left.
Right.
I wonder if their guy was taken.
Who, Atlanta's?
Yeah.
So this is another thing. I've said this for a few years. If you're going all the way down to like Atlanta is right now, that means your player and more than likely was taken and you're trying to trade. And they might miss their pick.
Which would give Arizona free reign.
And then Arizona's just got to call it in, right? Oh, there we go. The pick is in. Okay, so Falcons pick is in. It's not traded. Or I wonder if it's because they wanted Mike Green, and then all of a sudden it was because Jalen Walker fell that they quickly called.
They move back a few spots and still.
Or even just called like Kirby Smart and was just like, why is he falling to us? What is the reason? Tell us now where we're not taking your guy, kind of thing.
My Twitter search crashed again. I think I'm refreshing too many times.
Looks to me. You know, if also I'm gonna just say this right now. If Field Yates is the new like the new Mel Kiper, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Like I like him and stuff, but like he's just way too like I don't know, put downish.
Yeah.
Like he cuts people off way too much where I'm like, buddy, relax just a tad.
I'm seeing Jalen Walker to Atlanta. Yeah, that's almost exclusively what I'm seeing now. So yeah, they're staying in state.
Well,
so I had right position, wrong player, not expecting the player to still be on the board.
not happy. That's where I understand. I wonder if the Bucs were calling Miami, being like, "Bro, trade with us."
Yeah, maybe.
Because fuck me, the fact that he was that close gets me just a little bit irritated. The fact that he's going to Atlanta, a little bit more irritating. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll take Mike Green then.
I mean,
So-
a good pick, although I don't know that he entirely fits your guys' scheme.
I don't think so either.
Like, if you guys were going edge rusher, I'd say Jahad Campbell or Donovan Ezeraku.
1,
Boston
2, 3.
College.
So we got 4 picks until the Bucs are up. The best players available to us would be, let's see here, Jahdae Barron, Mike Green, Shamar Stewart, Gray Zabel, Malachi Starks, Omarion Hampton. We're not going to take Omarion Hampton. Walter Nolan.
I saw a post here saying Cardinals are drafting Will Johnson, but it's a picture of Teteroa McMillan. So don't think it's true. I had Josh Simmons here. This is my next chance where I can be right here.
I got Jahdae Barron here.
See, I got Jahdae Barron to Cincinnati.
Yeah, right now we're tied at 3, so it's going to be a random fucking...
And we have the same 3.
Yeah. And so it's going to be a random fucking pick later on that's going to...
There's one account that's saying every team is drafting Shedeur Sanders. Like, I saw the 16th pick, the Arizona Cardinals are selecting Shedeur Sanders. Saw it with Arizona and Indy and Miami and Dallas.
Okay, so right now, all the players for offense that have been taken are Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, technically,
Yeah.
Tyler Warren, Colston Loveston, Teteroa McMillan, I believe, are the only offensive dynasty players taken.
Yeah, that's correct.
So as of right now, I would have, and Loveland went to Chicago, so
Yep.
that means there's 2 tight ends there, so that's not good.
But he'll be the tight end one. You don't draft a tight end at 10 for him to be tight end 2.
Well, I mean, Cole Kmet was drafted at what position or what 10?
He was drafted. No, he was maybe in like the 4th round.
No,
Yeah,
was he? I thought no. I could have sworn. Hold on,
he was not a day 1 pick.
I could have sworn he was. Give me a second here. Where the fucking? Oh, it was a second. It was a 43rd overall pick.
The 10th pick in the 2nd round.
Yeah. So we're both like we're in the middle. In the middle.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I'm still going. Tyler Warren would be 3rd right now. 4th would be I'd still go Cam Ward, and then Colston Loveston, and then Travis Hunter. As of right now, I'm just putting him at the end for now until we really talk about this because, like,
Yeah.
it's so fucking difficult to really point out where he's gonna go. Tight end for Chicago. Travis Hunter's the wide receiver, cornerback for
Pick is in for Arizona.
Jahdae Barron. Jahdae Barron. Probably not, but we can hope and pray.
I've seen one Will Johnson.
Actually, you know what? To the fantasy gods out there, to the sports gods and stuff, if I have to lose to Alex this year in this in order for me to win the Dynasty Championship finally, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. I just want that fucking...
Walter Nolan, too.
What's that?
I'm seeing Walter Nolan now as well. Yeah, Walter
To-
Nolan is
To the Cards? That's a good one, though.
That's a very good pick.
I don't fucking hate that at all.
They tried heavily on the defensive tackles in free agency and struck out on all of them. Forgot about that.
What's that?
They tried heavily for all the top D tackles in free agency and missed all of them.
That's true.
I
That
forgot
is
about
true.
that.
Jade Barron. Jade Barron as a Buck would be fucking dope.
He can. He's going to the Bengals next pick.
No.
That's
Shamar
not-
Stewart. Listen, Shamar Stewart and not Aiden Hutchinson, sorry.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson on that same like line. Ugh.
That's who you have with Shamar Stewart?
I got Shamar Stewart, yeah.
See, and I think both of those are extremely realistic.
Yeah.
I could also see Will Johnson. It's
Lol, the
guys.
Cardinal fans just like not reacted. They're like, who the fuck? What?
Yeah,
That's not a
corner, wide receiver.
yeah. That's
make
not
offensive line.
that's not what we thought. Though, like I've always said,
Phenomenal pick, though.
I've always said before, you guys got to stop. Like I've learned my lesson for reacting at certain draft picks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was the one who was like, yeah, we took Vernon fucking Hargraves. Like we did it,
Yeah.
not you. We did it. We took the hometown kid, and he was gone within 2 years.
Oh, freaking that same account. Sources are telling me that with the 17th pick in the NFL draft, the Cincinnati Bengals are selecting Shedeur Sanders. The account is literally named Smeagol Fan.
That account's my favorite for the night so far.
That's so good.
Oh my god. Now I'm like, so for the Bucs and stuff, we are a couple off. Ibuka is still on the board, which I have been told is another one that could surprisingly go there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need a Derek Harmon, but that would be kind of cool. Him and Vita Vea up the middle. And that's why I was saying people need to fucking chill the fuck out on certain picks because I obviously was all gung-ho about Vernon Hargraves. And I even remember being like, Vita Vea? Like, do we need a defensive tackle? Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. If you go look at the stats, one of the best teams against the tush push is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by a defensive tackle by the name of Vitarius Vea. I used to know how to say the full name, and I'm not even going to attempt it right now.
Yeah, I was like, you were about 50 syllables short.
Wait, fucking. Oh. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, too many. Kim tried it one time. She's like, Hawaiian? I love Hawaii. She wants to take me to Hawaii one day. And I'm like, yeah, well, if I could drive there, I would. But you want me to do the two things that I'm like, fuck, man. You want me to boat there? Like my ancestors? Why the fuck would I do that?
Boat there or fly there?
Boat. I would very much rather boat. I don't get me wrong. I would probably do that. But I'd also like my biggest fear would be me like getting drunk or like stoned and like going for like a late night walk on the fucking thing and then like we like a bump or a wave happening and me going off the side. Like I would just then be in the water just like still being like, you know what? Kill me. I don't want to be in here at all.
Yeah.
And then I put my head underwater and it'd be like, oh, look at the size of this fucking shark. This is gorgeous. Because this is the one place.
Too long.
What?
You wouldn't see it for too long.
No, that for fucking sure. I'd be gone.
Yeah.
But I get it. People are like, Andrew, it's like 8 hours to Hawaii, 9 hours maybe at most. Like, depending on, like, if you get to Vancouver, like, the flying's not that bad. I'm like, any flying's bad. In my opinion, you not see what the fuck the States is doing right now? They got the fucking pilots, they're drunk as shit.
Yo.
People are fucking opening doors.
Bengals pick is in.
Like, people are honestly just randomly opening doors. I don't get it. Lol. Giants draft room is in total chaos today. No clear plan or vision, and frustration over Jackson Dart interest being leaked. GM Joe Shane threw a chair over this morning.
Well, you just took the lead.
What's that?
You just took the lead. It's Shamar Stewart.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought you said I just took the lead because I just saw that the Leafs took the lead, and I was just like, the fuck, dude?
So the Leafs just won then because they were in overtime.
Were they in overtime?
Yep.
Oh, no.
So that's 3-0 lead.
Oh, my God.
Ottawa's going to win 4 straight then, right?
Dude, is this the year?
For them to make it to the second round? Yes.
Nah, dude. Like,
No. Stop it.
is this the year?
No.
Is this the year
No,
that...
because then that means the Cowboys are going to win the fucking Super Bowl too. You know they're happening at the same damn time. So
That, I mean, yeah. Yeah, and then the Yankees would win the World Series. It'd be like a rematch, Yankees versus Dodgers, and then for some odd reason the Yankees pull it off. Like, okay.
gross. It'd be the year I stop watching sports in general.
Yeah, no, I've said before too, I don't know if I would want to wake up if the Leafs won the cup. I don't want to live in that world.
See, here's the thing. I know I wouldn't want to.
I don't know. That's the thing. I have family members that would literally they would message me every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family member that has told me that I will message you every day and to just say hi from the Stanley Cup champions Toronto Maple Leafs. Or be like, oh, just to let you know, it is 12 degrees in the wonderful province of the Stanley Cup champion Toronto Maple. They got this whole thing fucking planned. They're like, you want a fucking trip for all those years? Bitch, we're going to make every day a living hell for all of you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm aware. I am aware. I don't want it. Who the fuck is on stage for the Bengals? Like, can you just do the fucking pick already?
The Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart.
That's right. That's right. 4-3. Can I get a hell yeah?
Not this time.
Can I get a shit? I hit that woman. She,
Damn.
and before that, I missed the ramp entirely. Can I get a hell yeah? And then, I gotta give Paul Heyman credit when he goes on Pat McAfee's show. It's just,
Well, that was hilarious.
that was awesome. That was
So good.
Pat's like, I didn't say any of that.
Like, what
Yeah,
do
the
you-
fuck.
like-
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't, Pat.
Yeah.
Just like you didn't say anything. You had the Stone Cold Steve Austin shit in your hand. You're basically a comedian. You like to make fun of Dan Orlovsky and all these guys. And you were handed a whole bit on Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania, essentially, and you didn't touch it. Nothing says you are such a suck up to these dudes, man. And that's why, everyone's expendable if I ever get that famous. I don't give a fuck if I'm having drinks with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Buddy, you missed the ramp. You've done so many WrestleManias and shit like that. You missed the ramp. And then you drove around the thing and you crashed the thing and then you tried to act like it was nothing. like a cell kind of thing. Fuck, hey, props to you. You're a veteran there, but man, I don't know about that.
Talks of Seattle trading out.
With the Bucs for fucking no reason whatsoever. Because I don't really know. Malachi Starks is still there, so I'm cool with that.
I'm seeing that they're looking both just to move back in the draft or trade the pick for a veteran. Doesn't say who that veteran is, though.
Can you imagine if they traded her AJ Brown?
Ooh.
They get rid of DK and for that package that they got, and then they trade for AJ and Sam.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And Seattle instantly becomes like playoff caliber.
Yep.
Do they become a playoff team? I don't know. Do they become a playoff caliber team? Yes. They were right on the cusp last year, but anytime you go from one quarterback to another, it's not 100% proven. So,
yep. Well, and especially a quarterback that's only really been successful in one offense, and you took him away from that offense.
Like, I didn't expect the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl in the first year. I put $50 on them at the beginning of the year, and I got paid out handsomely. But I did not expect them to.
Oh, pick is in. Seattle's picking.
Interesting. It's probably going to be an edge rusher or something. They need one.
Offensive line.
Offensive line would be dope too. Simmons is still there.
See, I had Kelvin Banks in this spot.
Well, he ain't there.
For them.
Give me 1 second. We'll grab a drink.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Seattle, you go offensive line. Like you said, Simmons is still there. Gray Zabel, Connerly, Donovan Jackson is still there. They could go corner. Will Johnson and Jahdae Barron are still sitting there. Yeah, they could go. Yeah, edge rusher. Derek Harmon is sitting there. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what Seattle does here. They're drafting Gray Zabel, the offensive lineman from North Dakota State, with the 18th pick. I wonder if that's why they were trying to trade back, see if maybe they could trade back and still get Zabel. But they stay put and take their guy. Side right position, wrong player. All right, Andrews, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. It'll be interesting to see. The corners are still there. A lot of the edge rushers.
All right,
Gray
back
Zabel.
into the. Sorry, what's up?
Gray Zabel was the pick. The guard.
Was it actually? I got 5. I gotta put 5 on it. The one time I was like, no, we don't have to do one because I'm having a shit year. Could have been having a nice creamsicle jersey come my way. No.
Wait, did you use Zabel as well?
I did.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I did. I got Gray Zabel. I got 5 on it now. And then if the Bucs take Malachi Starks here.
What did I have for the Bucs? I had Jahad Campbell.
I'm not going to be mad. I just think we can get Jahad Campbell in the second. And Logo, like I also said with my pick, or with my status today about the Bucs, if we can get Jahad Campbell and Schweizinger from UCLA, that, in my opinion, would be what I would like.
Smeagol fan has you guys taking Shedeur Sanders.
That totally. I understand one of them probably wouldn't play full. It would kind of be probably like a half and half between the two. But Levante David's only there for one more year.
Once you could have, I was saying this last night, you could have Campbell rushing off the edge this year, but during practice learning from Levante David, and then next year drop back into that linebacker spot.
Well, and he was an edge rusher before at Alabama. That's what he came there as a recruit to be.
Yeah.
And then with the two guys that were ahead of him there being what they were, and I can't remember who the fuck it was now. One went to Houston.
And
the other one. Not Hunter.
It went last year. Minnesota.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. It's gonna bug me too, so I'm going straight to Dallas Turner.
Thank you.
That was gonna piss me off. And he went all the way to 17. But John Campbell's got the shoulder injury. A lot of Buccaneer fans are scared about the whole, getting another linebacker that can't tackle like Mike not Mike Evans, Mike White.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we are going to need one. That's going to be the number one glaring hole for us next year. And unless Barrett Carter is available to us next year, I don't see it happening. I don't want to take the chance of him being available there next year either.
Now, do you guys go Marcus Golden, maybe?
A lot of people want us to have the 4 wide receivers. And I was like, I understand that Mike and Chris are getting to that age, but like they're also under contract for the next 3 years. And Jalen McMillan has shown a lot of promise.
He was solid last year.
It was extremely good. And I knew he was going to be good because he was the one fucking wide receiver out of that Washington group that I was harping and hauling on, saying, is everyone not realizing that this is like another, essentially a Fuller, like back in the day from the Texans? I was like, just the way that, like his injury and all that kind of stuff. I was like, if that becomes a thing, then he's going to just be Fuller, where he's going to come up with these ridiculous catches, which is what he did at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got in there. There's a couple bad drops and a couple bad plays, which, it happens when you're a fucking rookie on a playoff team. So I couldn't hate on him, and I knew he was going to finally develop. And then he fucking went off on that one game at the end of the season, and I was like, there's my guy. That's what we're all waiting for.
I saw back-to-back posts of this, so I think it might be the pick.
What do you got here? I'm going and checking out Twitter right now, too, because I know, of course, all my Buck guys would. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's smart. So, okay. If that is the pick, I am going to go make it like a double check here because it kind of, I think that's it. So, you know what? If that's it, I'm gonna call it how it is, okay?
Yeah, that's the pick.
Yeah, that's the pick. And you know what? Fuck to the ladies and gentlemen. Mika Egbuka, my favorite fucking wide receiver that I've been waiting for the last 3 years, is now going to be joining the Buccaneers probably. Fuck yeah.
See, now here's my thing for Denver. See, I had Travion Henderson going here, which I think could still very much be in play. But you got both corners there. You could pair Jahdae Barron or Will Johnson with Pat Surtain.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
With the people in your division too.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, congratulations that you got Brock Bowers and all these other guys. Now all of a sudden you can't pass to them for 2 games a year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm going to say this right now. I have loved Emeka Egbuka for the last 3 years. Alex knows that I've been harping on this guy for the last 3 years. I've been putting him in my mock drafts for the last 3 fucking years. And the very fact that we get an Ohio State national champion, Alex, winning wide receiver.
You're lucky I can't kick you out of the lottery.
This is going to be a jersey. This is going to be a jersey that I buy right away. All right. Emeka Egbuka, welcome to the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's talk about the one thing that he brings, which is basically a clone of Chris Godwin. He blocks. He blocks in open field. That's what Bucky needs to get that extra step to be fucking gone for a touchdown. That's what Cade Otton needs to get to the secondary, to get bigger plays. That's what Mike Evans is going to need in order to get a nice clean cut route on a post. Emeka can block. Emeka is going to make so many routes so much easier from now on. Chris can take time off when needed. Or if really needed, on third down, you put Bucky in the back, Mike and Chris out wide, and Jalen and Emeka in the slots. You can take Cade right out of the fucking system. Or you can take Bucky out and put Cade in. But everyone knows Bucky's ability to get out of the back if he can catch it. So we have now got a pretty solid offense going, ladies and gentlemen. We have stolen Emeka Egbuka from the Steelers, because I can almost guarantee you,
and potentially the Broncos.
And the Broncos. They're all pretty fucking pissed off right now. For dynasty purposes, as a biased opinion, he's the number one pick on my boards. But
is when does he get valuable reps? Like when he's not stuck behind Godwin and Evans.
It's going to be at least 2 years. If you're in dynasty, if you're looking to find the proper value for this guy, you're going to need to wait. Jalen McMillan's fantasy value is going to come down a little bit, because I think what Jalen's was is now going to be replaced with Emeka for now. And then I think when you finally start to see the age or the wear and tear of either Mike and or Chris start to fall off, those are the two guys that are going to start picking it up right away. I am very happy about this pick.
Yeah, I think it's a great pick.
Oh, Chris just messaged me too. Chris, our Cardinals fan, literally just said, "Nice pick, Daniel Jeremiah Adam going to AZ." And I wanted to walk into traffic because I couldn't do a first-round wide receiver in back-to-back years. LMAO, be solid Evans replacement. I have been hyping and talking this guy for 3 years now. So happy he's in Bucs uni.
So I've seen 3 different names pop up for the Broncos so far.
What do we got?
I've seen Will Johnson. I've seen Omarion Hampton.
Yep, that's
Matthew Golden.
Golden would be a good one there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you see the way that ball, Bo throws that ball, a lot of quarterbacks throw it where the ball kind of goes like this. Go up and to the player. Bo's almost does like a weird like trajectory, like it's going up first, like and then coming like down almost like sideways. It's quite interesting. And I think he just needs someone to get ahead of the ball instead of coming back to it.
Yeah,
and that would be golden.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it gives a speed threat to go with Cortland Sutton. I think that would be a phenomenal pick if it happened. Now I literally saw one of each pick, so
Okay, so what do we got for Denver right now?
I still just have one for each.
One for each.
I wonder if the Broncos are looking to trade out because
They-
we're down to almost a minute left on the clock.
They probably are too. I wonder if like there has been a few teams making offers. It's just not enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we're under a minute and pick is not in yet. Is it one of the teams trying to trade back in for a quarterback, maybe? Or the wide receiver? Or the corner Broncos pick is in.
So okay, so here's what J.C. Allen did say, and it does make a good. He goes, he isn't much of a yak threat, and though he's willing, he needs to do a better job as a blocker, which is true. But what I was basically getting at is the fact that he is willing to go in and block. And if he's willing to do that in college, he's willing to do that in the pros. He is a leader.
Mm-hmm.
He's a team captain. 1,000%. He's gonna wear a C. I can almost guarantee you he's gonna wear a C.
Yeah. Jahdae Barron to the Denver Broncos.
What's that again?
Jahdae Barron to the Broncos. They got a corner.
Nice. Wait, Jahdae Barron. Wait, whoa.
Texas corner Jahdae Barron.
Okay, Denver. Denver. What are you doing, Denver? Wow.
So now here's the interesting thing. With Pittsburgh, do they go to York? Are they going running back? Are they going corner?
I think of some of the guys left there too, like Nick Skirton is still left available. Derek Harmon would probably be the best.
Great fit.
Yeah, because they got one guy that needs to be replaced.
To me, I had Amari and Hampton here.
They just keep using their first round picks just to get like quarterbacks and running backs just to fill in needs for 4 years.
See, I don't believe in Jalen Warren as the RB1. So
who's there? Yeah, no,
Jalen Warren right now.
no, because who was the? Oh God, I'm gonna fuck this up. Who the hell is? Who's the small running back that they had a few years back before Bell and all that?
Are you thinking Drew Archer?
No.
It's around the same time as Bell. Williams for a bit. They had
one of the greats. One of the greats.
Oh, one of the greats. None of those guys.
With Ben. Little fucking
Willie Parker?
No, Steelers running backs. What? Wait. Hold on. The Steelers got Kenneth Gainwell?
Yeah, they signed him this offseason.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
See, at first when you said smaller running back, I was going to say Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh, I cannot wait to have that talk with
Sid?
Yeah. I'm sad. Really? And you're like, oh, my rushing game is so good this year. I'd be like, oh, I wonder why. Jerome Bettis. That's who I was thinking of.
You said small running back in Jerome Bettis? Dude was literally nicknamed the Bus.
Wasn't he small?
He was nicknamed the Bus. Now, are you saying small as in short?
Yes, that's sorry.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah. That's sorry.
Small as in like light.
No. I should have said. I should have. Wait. Wait. Hold on. I put. Holy shit! No way.
Derek Harmon to the Steelers.
Is it?
Yep.
That's a smart pick.
See, I had him going to Buffalo and Hampton to the Steelers. Shit, I'm 2 behind. I'm running out of spots here. And I have 2 trades.
Oh my God. This is kind of cool. I'm actually enjoying this for a second here. This is kind of. I was going through the list of the top the top rushing leaders for the Pittsburgh Steelers because I was trying to find the name there.
Yeah.
Finding out that Le'Veon Bell was only 4th and Najee Harris is 6th for all-time rushing yards for the Steelers is actually kind of funny. And then Najee was only like 70 yards away from taking 5th, which is like that just blows me away.
Especially the fact that they were both only there. Well, neither of them were there that long.
No, exactly. But it's also funny seeing Ben Roethlisberger at number 29 overall. And so I was going through the list and I was like, this is going to be a cool like trivia. It's like, who's got more rushing yards for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Benny Snell Jr. or Ben Roethlisberger?
Oh.
And it's
Ben going to get his guy.
And it's Ben Roethlisberger.
Wait, sorry, Ben. And
oh, Ben, who's got more rushing yards, Ben Roethlisberger or Benny Snell Jr.?
That's funny.
Okay, sorry, who'd you say?
I said, are the Chargers going to go get their guy? Will Johnson's still sitting here. Is Jim going to go get his guy?
They do need a corner. Do they get that corner, though? Because Jade Barrett, man, really, like that's a great pick for the Broncos because, like, they know that their games are just essentially going to be pass fucking heavy games.
Mm-hmm.
So why not cover their pass heavy fucking game?
Yep.
Now, if you have a run game in that division, like Ashton Gentry's probably going to run the fuck all over that goddamn defense unless they actually have a good front line. But Brock Bowers is not going to get any good passes thrown his way against that team.
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean, unless they actually put Patrick Surtain on a tight end, but I don't see that happening with Jacoby Myers out there too. So who do we got left? So we got the Steelers just made their pick.
Yeah. So Chargers, Packers, Vikings, Texans,
the Rams,
Ravens, Lions, Commanders, Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles.
So how many picks are we away from
the end?
From your Lions here. What are we at? 1, 2.
7 picks from now will be the Lions.
So we got 7 picks to the Lions. Who are we thinking? Who we want?
I want Donovan Jackson, the offensive lineman from Ohio State. I want the guard.
Okay.
We lost Kevin Zeitler to the Titans, and Graham Glasgow, in my opinion, played like shit last year. So I want Jackson there. The defensive ends, there's still plenty of them, so I'd be happy with any of them. Green, Scorton, Pierce Jr.
I from all the shit that I've heard, I don't want Pierce Jr. on any of our buddies' teams. Let him go to the fucking Eagles, for crying out loud.
See, but no, because that's when he's gonna fucking figure his shit out and be an all-pro every fucking year with 15 sacks.
So now here's a question: what if, just for the odd chance, Malachi Starks is there? Do you take him?
And play him where?
Fucking anywhere at that point, my guy.
But here's the thing: we spent our first 2 picks last year on corners.
Yeah.
We've got arguably the best safety duo in football, who we just made one of them the highest paid safety in football. And then we just signed DJ Reed. So it's like, where in the secondary is he playing?
Who's the other safety?
Brian Branch.
No. Brian Branch becomes a full-on nickel corner, fucking 1B corner.
But then what do you do with the guys you drafted last year in DJ Reed? Like, that's what I mean.
Who's the other guy that you drafted? You drafted
we drafted Arnold, and we drafted the kid from Missouri. What's NS Rakestraw?
Rakestraw did okay. Rakestraw was all right.
Yeah,
but that means
sounds like he's taking a big leap up this offseason.
Yeah.
We need defensive line and offensive line.
More corners. All the corners in the world.
It's funny because in the one mock draft, I can't remember which of the big guys, whether it was Jeremiah or one of those main like draft guys, had Will Johnson to the Lions, and I was like, I mean, I can't be mad at that. Like,
Like, come on.
I gotta imagine that that Jim takes Johnson here and just get the Michigan guy.
I mean,
Now, see, I can already X out one pick because I don't think Cleveland's going to trade to 24 to get Shedeur Sanders. So
I was going to say the only ones that I can really rack up now is if Chicago trades up for Simmons here, or if Will Johnson goes to Green Bay. And then I guess from Dart all the way down to James Pierce from the Rams would work, but like I kind of want you to get Matthew Golden now. Like that's who I'm hoping you guys get.
I'd be okay with that.
Like if I can have 4 wide receivers, why can't everybody have 4 wide receivers?
Yeah. Well, and see, I'm running out of options here because I could have the Packers take Maxwell Hairston. I could have the Browns trade 24 for Shedeur.
Why don't you take Shedeur Sanders?
No. Houston at 25, Josh Connerly. I still have that.
Why can't you take what? Hold on, we take this question right back to you. Why can't you take Shedeur Sanders? Why can't you take your quarterback of the future?
I didn't actually think you guys were taking Shedeur Sanders. I said Smeagol fan wanted you to take Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, okay, no, but fair. But I'm just saying, like,
No, we have our quarterback of the future. It's going to be 30-year-old Hendon Hooker.
Fair enough.
I've got Hairston, potentially still Shedeur, but highly unlikely. Josh Connerly to Houston. I had the Giants trading to 26 for Jackson Dart. And then I had Booker to Baltimore, so I'm out there. I had Donovan Jackson to Detroit and Will Johnson to the Commanders, and then 30 to 32, I'm already out.
Shit.
Because I had Harmon to Buffalo, Shamar Stewart to Kansas City, and Braze Able to Philly.
Shit.
So realistically, if the trades don't happen, I have 4 picks left and I'm down 2. So it ain't looking too hot. Although I do feel really good about the Donovan Jackson to Detroit pick, as long as he doesn't get picked before. If he's still sitting there, I think we take him.
Yeah. I mean, fuck yeah, you kind of just need some more. Need more picks. I need more defensive line.
See, the defensive line there's still plenty of, so that's why I'd rather go offensive line. See, and I think I'm gonna get fucked on my Josh Connerly pick because Josh Simmons is still sitting there, unless the Packers or Vikings take him. I think if he's there at 25, Stroud will want his offensive tackle again.
Fair enough.
Well, there's still so many good players to fuck up my last few spots. Like, there's still Will Johnson, Shedeur's still there. There's still Hampton. There's Golden. Ugh. Well, this is by far my worst year. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I didn't want to say it, man, but like I think I'm kind of running away with this one this year. I want to break my record on a random year, though. That'd be kind of funny because my record is 8. 8 was last year.
Yeah.
And I'm at 5 right now, and I still got a decent amount to go here.
Yeah, you got potential here.
I do.
Chargers still haven't put their pick in yet.
No, like I said, I bet you any money a few teams. We're going to find out. It probably won't be right away, but we're going to find out that there was probably some teams that we're going to trade, that we're going to get back into the first round, but we're not offering enough. Like Cleveland got a first round pick today, and teams are probably like, I need at least a second. And other teams are like, I'm not giving you a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you as many damn third round picks as you want, but you're not getting a second.
Yeah, minute 10 left, and they're still on the clock.
There's a lot of different draft like parties, I guess you would say, going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the McAfee show is doing theirs. Also, shout out LTF for doing their show tonight as well.
Yeah, Sean and Janae are on.
Yeah.
I have to imagine they stay on at least until Washington gets picked. But at that point, you might as well stay the rest of the night.
Sorry, say that again?
I said you'd have to imagine they're on for when Washington picks.
Oh, of course.
And then at that point, you might as well stay on for the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
There's only 3 picks left. 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5.
Oh, their pick is in. These teams going down to the wire, like the picks have got to be very intriguing then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this went over to Sean Spencer's live and said, shout out from NSD.
To me, it's either Will Johnson or Omari and Hampton here.
Omari and Hampton would be a good pick, but I also like they got Gus Edwards. They got
It's Omari
another one.
Hampton.
Sorry.
It's Omari and Hampton.
Is it Omari and Hampton? Nice.
Which keeps my Will Johnson to Washington pick alive. Gives me another
That-
life here.
That's true. That's true. Is that okay? Hold on. So, can you only get one?
Nope.
No.
So
Okay.
I can get Maxwell Hairston here.
Okay.
I can get Shedeur Sanders in a trade to 24.
Okay.
I can get Josh Carnley at 25.
Okay.
Houston. Jackson Dart to the Giants at 26 in a trade.
Okay.
Donovan Jackson to the Lions at 28. And Will Johnson to the Commanders at 29.
Fucking
5 6 left.
Fucking A.
Now 2 of those are trades. So realistically, I probably only have 4 left.
So what the fuck is going on in hockey and Let's go check out hockey and basketball today too. Let's go see. Let's go check out. So the Wild are currently beating the Golden Knights 2-1. The Panthers beat the Lightning 2-0. The Maple Leafs won in overtime, like we all said, 3-2. And the Blues are currently spanking the Jets 3-0 in the end of the first period right now. That's not good for our good friend Robbie.
No.
He's going to be very upset about that. Now, let's go check out the NBA scores here. Oh, my God. Whoa. What a twist. Okay, so we'll get to that one in a second. The Knicks beat the Pistons by 2, 118-116. Wow. The Nuggets are up 24-19 on the Clippers to start the first period. 61-37 Grizzlies over Thunder right now in the second quarter. What the fuck?
Sorry, what was that?
Let me say that one more time. Just again, 65 now, actually. 65-37 Grizzlies over Thunder.
What the fuck?
4 minutes left in the second period. Let's go see who's going off on. Wow. Would you like to know who's going off right now for the Memphis Grizzlies?
Is it Pippen Jr.?
It's Pippen fucking Jr., my guy. 21 points, 3-3. And Jaw's got 13, 5-2 right now. What the fuck is even happening?
I just realized you have a chance to get another pick here. Packers and Will Johnson.
Yep.
Hasn't happened yet. We both went corner here. We just went 2 different corners because I couldn't bring myself to say Will Johnson was going to be a Packer. Man, Hampton in a fucking Jim Harbaugh offense. That's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Behind that offensive line, Slater and Alt and all those guys.
So now that becomes the question. So is it Genty and then Hampton in Dynasty?
It might almost be Hampton and Genty.
I agree. I'm still going Genty first and then Hampton.
Because I'd be a lot more worried about Herbert throwing the ball than I would Geno Smith.
Ooh, yeah. Omari and Hampton running back for the Los Angeles. So, that division both got new running backs. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Don't take Will Johnson, Green Bay. Please don't take Will Johnson.
Oh,
not even for this.
Here's a big one, too, that just came in. This is basketball news. Golden State's Jimmy Butler has been diagnosed with a deep glute muscle contusion.
Ooh.
And his status for Game 3 against Houston is in serious jeopardy.
Yeah, it's going to be how he can handle the pain.
Yeah. A fucking contusion in your ass, dude? Fuck me. That's got to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No thank you whatsoever. As a person who had surgery down there, I don't wish that shit upon anybody. No fucking thank you.
If you're Green Bay,
Yep.
could they go edge rusher? There's still plenty of those guys on the board. More than we expected. Say, like, Mike Green. I think he fits what they're looking for.
Even someone like Nicky Munwari. Just someone that's kind of out of the realm now, I guess you would say, or even Malachi Starks would probably also be a good fit here as well.
I mean, they could shock the world and take a receiver in the first round of Marcus Golden.
They could shock the world and go Shador Sanders. Or just let him sit behind Jordan Love for 7 years.
Yes, did with Love and Rodgers, did with Sanders and Love.
We're going to do this for the rest of our lives, Packer fans.
Oh, shit. You know what I just realized? Forgot. Najee's also in L.A. with the Chargers. That's Najee and Omari and Hampton. That's your running back room there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so never mind. Hampton goes down a couple for me.
Yeah.
For now, anyway.
Now, see, Najee's only on a 1-year deal.
Yes, but, I mean, so for right now, I'm going to go McMillan. And then Hampton then. Because Hampton will be good for the year after then. But if you're looking for one of the rookies to produce, like, right off the bat, it's probably going to be Genty and then McMillan.
I'm seeing Phillies in talks to move up to 23 here.
Well, yeah. They also need a corner, and I could see that being Hairston.
Sure.
Why is there a pit in the middle of the draft now? Oh, that's the okay. That's their okay. That's actually kind of cool. That's pretty sick. You imagine being at the draft knowing that, like, if you got there early enough, you could literally stand, like, right at the fucking podium where the big guys are going to be?
Mm-hmm. How hilarious would it be for Green Bay to trade out of the first round in the draft that they're hosting? How many Green Bay fans would lose their shit?
I wonder if that's what the owner... Well, and there's no real ownership to...
It's the city of Green Bay that owns the Packers.
Calling the fans, hey, guys, are you okay with this?
Yeah. That'd be so good.
Oh my God! Wow. Estimated population of Green Bay is 107,000. Estimated population of the draft 125,000.
Yep.
Jesus.
Ooh. I just thought of a really good fit for Green Bay.
Donovan
Ezaraku. Their defensive coordinator was the Boston College head coach.
That's right. And the pick is in.
The head coach of the DC or what, but
that's a
great fit here.
Ezaraku, yeah. And that's the one that Sean Spencer was talking about. Being like, is he going to be a first-round pick? And he's kind of just been fallen out of it, if you know,
Mhm.
like a little bit here and there. So
Holy shit. It's looking like it's Matthew Golden. It looks like they finally took a receiver in the first round.
what's that?
They took Matthew Golden. They took a receiver.
They took Golden?
Yep.
Damn. That's a stacked wide receiver room. Like, even if someone gets injured, like Wicks and fucking oh, who is it? So it's Wicks and
Wicks, Watson, Dobbs, and
okay, wait, hold on. Wicks, Dobbs,
Watson.
Watson. That was the other one I was thinking of.
And
And then they had
Jaden Reed.
Reed. That's the other. So there's like 4 right there who were all like semi okay, and now you add Golden as kind of like your number 1.
Okay, well, at least Will Johnson isn't a Packer. I can sleep tonight.
But he might be a Viking.
No.
You were like, Andrew, I was just laying down. You son of a bitch.
And here's the thing. I put the trade there, so I keep forgetting that Minnesota's got the fucking pick.
Yep.
Oh, no. Why do you have to
buddy.
remind me of that?
Yeah,
Come on, Philly, trade up.
Come on, Philly. I'm actually more excited for tomorrow because now tomorrow is where I'm like, all right, go. Like, if Nicky Monwari is available, fucking go get him. If Siobhan Revel is still there, fucking go get him. If
Or
Landon Jackson, actually, I don't think he would necessarily fit our scheme, but
I could see Minnesota going running back potentially too.
who would they go though? But they'd probably go Henderson.
Yep.
Don't they? Well, I mean, Quinshawn would.
Oh no, I think Josh Simmons. They need offensive line.
That's also very true. Quinshawn Junkins would be like putting a Derrick Henry in that system, and that would be fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
Does JJ need to do anything at that point? Just get the ball in Jordan Addison and JJ's fucking hands and hand it off to Quinshawn and have fun.
Well, and then you still have Hawkinson too.
Yeah, so if all that doesn't work out, I'm pretty sure that long-haired blonde son of a bitch will be there somewhere.
Yeah. I love that they waited till they were in their own city to finally draft a fucking first-round receiver.
Why not, though? Like, it makes sense.
Last time was 2002.
That's a long fucking time.
My brother was a year old.
Bunch of fucking cheeseheads.
Yeah. Fucking losers. All of them.
Bunch of fucking cheeseheads. Yeah, they got a nice big kick out of that.
Yeah. The amount of people I see saying the Vikings might take Shedeur Sanders because JJ is currently the only quarterback on the roster. Which they're not wrong.
No. So I also find it very funny that Mike McCarthy is on the Pat McAfee show, considering that he's taken like the year off.
Mm-hmm.
So like certain things that he's going to say, it's going to be kind of funny to see later on, to see where he's thinking and like who might be interested in him or where would be some good fucking picks for him to be next year. Because honestly, like if someone's looking for a quarterback head coach duo to start off like a full-on rebuild, like that's not the worst person to fucking start it with.
Yep.
This guy was playing at Texas and he's walking down the fucking tunnel like, oh, cool, I got to play in the cold out here. Cool.
Yep.
That's fun. He's like, you guys picked me for speed, but don't know how fast I'm going to be going out here, man.
According to Smeagol fan, The Vikings are drafting Sanders.
This whole entire time they were looking for that one other quarterback to put in their quarterback room. That's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. That'd be very funny. Fuck that. A+ for Mbuka.
God damn it. They drafted Donovan Jackson.
They did.
Fuck's sakes.
That's a good pick, though. Like, let's be realistic. That's a smart.
Fucking stolen from us.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one guy I'd fucking locked in on today. Was Donovan Jackson to be a Lion. And now he's gonna wear that shitty fucking purple. And it took another pick away from me catching up to you here.
Uh-oh. So you're kind of...
So I got Connerly, which Josh Simmons is still sitting there.
Yeah.
I got Jackson Dart to the Giants at 26. And I have Will Johnson to the Commanders.
Those are the only three?
Those are the only three I got.
Uh-oh.
It's a trade, and I'm 2 behind.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Yeah.
You need these.
Yep. Who do you got for...
Well, I can't get Houston. I can get Jackson Dart. What's that?
Who do you have Houston getting?
I had them taking Booker.
Mm.
Yeah. So I can get Jackson Dart here with Rams. I can get Baltimore.
Same player, different team.
Yeah. I can get Detroit with Luther Burden. I just lost out on Washington. I can still get Buffalo with Hairston. I can get Connerly with KC and Pierce Jr. with Philly.
Oh, so you still have so many.
I do.
I might end up waving the white flag here.
Like, fuck. We were so close last year. It was like 8-7 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Chris was saying he wants Will Johnson so bad.
Yeah, he's been talking to me about that pretty much all offseason.
Yeah, that would be a smart one.
Mm-hmm. I could see a team like that trading back in to try and get him. Maybe not at the end of the first round here, but maybe up to the top of the second if he makes it. It just seems that teams aren't really willing to move. Oh, I don't think that's true.
What's up?
I saw Giants trading up to Houston's pick, but I've only seen one post about it so far.
Ooh.
It'd be $34.99 in a future third.
Ja is out of the game as of a minute ago.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he took a hard hit on his hip. And I think that I don't know if that was an intentionally dirty shot that the Thunder just did, but these pictures do not do justice at all. I'm watching the video right now. Let's just take a quick look at this. Dort. I don't know about that, Dort. That's a little dirty. I don't know about that. I'd have to check the whole context of the game first before I make a decision on that, but that don't look good on Dort's end, in my opinion.
Oh, that trade might actually be happening because I've seen another post with the exact trade.
What do we got here?
Fuck. I'm out. The Giants supposedly are trading $34.99 in a future third to get to 25.
Damn.
Yep. Shit, you win. So I can't get there. And obviously they're not going to trade to 26 as well. Yeah, you win. I can only get Will Johnson to the Commanders.
Back-to-back champs on the NSD station. Let's see. Okay, so we got Giants. Yeah, see it on the TV now. Giants are on the clock. Who is this for, though? Is it for?
It's got to be.
Is it for Shedeur? Or is it for Dart?
See, here's the thing. If it's for Dart, that says a ton about Shedeur. Because nobody scouted Shedeur over the last 2 years more than the Giants. So they've done that much work and they trade up and don't take him.
That would be a little.
That says a ton about how teams view Shedeur.
Now, unless this is to get like a running back, but I doubt. I'm also looking at the board here.
Massive trade package either.
No, it wasn't, because I think now it's just going to be basically, are you willing to sacrifice some of that, some of the third rounders that you have stacked up to get up into the drafts? And I think the Giants' second round or third round pick was just high enough for Houston there, which makes sense. And I'm looking at it too, because I'm like, if it's not a quarterback, who else could this be? Also, speaking of who else could this be, we have a guest popping in here right now. From the Ben Zone, LTF specialist, Buccaneer fanatic, and all-around good guy, Mr. Ben Cornett. How the fuck is it going, buddy?
Well, it's going good. Hey, Alex, Andrew.
What's up, buddy?
Feeling a little awkward since I'm the only American in here right now.
That's okay. We don't charge tariffs for you to be on our show. Don't worry.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Tremendous. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. What's that, Alex?
They didn't take Shedeur.
Who did they take Dart?
They took Jackson Dart. So
Who was that, Alex?
The Giants took Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Oh, because they traded up to.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I had the right trade.
Yeah. The
right trade, wrong spot. I had Giants trading for Dart at 26, not 25.
One off.
I was just on Sean's show, right? The Let's Talk Football. Okay. I thought about this. I'm probably wrong. It probably won't happen. Matthew Stafford. He's not got much longer left.
Yeah.
What if the Rams may be thinking about Shedeur, LA? I mean, he could sit for a year or two.
I could absolutely see it.
And McVay can develop him. And it's in a big market. That'll make Papa very happy. I'm just saying, just think about it.
So this actually kind of goes into what I was thinking is I do think that I think the Rams were very much wanting Dart if he was available there. And I think that because Stafford's on the 1-year deal and we've known that McVay has kind of hinted like, I can just retire. You know what I mean? And I think the reason before he said retirement is because he could literally retire for 2 or 3 years. And then when Arch becomes available or one of these other great quarterbacks becomes available, all of a sudden it's just like, hey, I can pop in there. I'm only 39 years old and stuff, and I can teach this kid the ropes and stuff. It's like, yeah, I bet you can, you sly little bastard, you. But I also figured that if that wasn't the case, if they were to get Jackson Dart or something like that, it's like, here's Stafford for 1 more year. Here's the guy that's going to play like Stafford right behind him. And we don't have to trade up for him or anything. He just kind of falls into our lap. And I think that was probably going to happen until the Giants were like, what is the asking price here, Houston, for your pick?
Right.
They're like, not much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least it gives Dart a chance to sit for a year with Russell, get to learn a little bit. And who knows, Russell, and you got our former quarterback, Mr. Fingers himself, as the backup. So yeah.
I got no problem with that. But it sucks. It sucks in a weird way because it's almost like Brian Daboll and company have to win this year. Like they have to show some sort of success or they'll be gone. And then the next regime is going to have to come in and basically get Dart ready to be a starter. Because you wouldn't make this trade if either Brian Dable's not staying for at least 2-3 more years, or if the ownership is not said it's Jackson Dart and whether Dable's here or not. So
right. I mean, it could be an ownership decision on that, like telling Dable and Shane that here's who we're going with. So do it.
Mara coming in the room again and being like, "Yo, I'm not doing this."
Well, they screwed themselves when they just let Saquon walk. That was the worst thing they could have done. You know.
Oh,
especially given the chance to go to the fucking Eagles. Like,
that's down the street. Yeah.
especially that clip that got leaked where they were talking about, if you go, I'm gonna have a hard time if he goes to the Eagles. Like the GM is just like, it starts off with Chicago, but then adds the Eagles in there just to kind of like, it's not gonna happen kind of thing, right? I would have fired your ass so quick right there. Like, I'm sorry. That's not. That's also why it's kind of cool. I was telling Alex earlier, if we start looking at teams right now for next year, that if they kind of are the same as what they were this year, or even just a little bit worse off, what teams are we going to be looking at are going to be really tanking for the opportunity for Drew Aller or Arch Manning? What's that?
The Rams traded out of pick 26.
Oh, see? They're like, oh, he's not there.
The Atlanta Falcons are on the clock.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Well, it ain't going to be Shador because they got Michael Penix. So.
You never know.
I mean, they took
oh, my God. Okay. Daddy played in Atlanta. So, oh, wow.
Oh, wow. We're not really thinking this now, though, are we? Wait, no, the Rams pick is in.
Huh?
It says the Rams pick is in?
Yeah.
Weird, because Schefter was the one that said the trade.
Well, maybe they're picking for the Rams are picking for the Falcons or something.
I see that. Yeah, I see on my phone that it has been traded up for too. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, Falcons now on the clock.
So Alex, you got Detroit coming up. What are we looking at here? I mean, do you like what you see still, or do you think maybe trading back's more realistic?
I like the idea of trading back just because there's still so many edge rushers, but it's like who's gonna trade up, right? That's where I'm kind of looking right now. I mean, maybe somebody looking for Shador, but then who's trading up for Shador? Like at this point, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, this is. If I'm looking at the board now too for Atlanta, this is probably something like Nick Scorton or Landon Jackson or something like that.
Double up on edge rusher though. I think.
Why not?
I think they're going Will Johnson. They need a corner.
Harrison then, because if you think about it, if the Bucs just got Mbuka, the Saints just 50-year option to Olave, and Carolina just got a brand new. Mine is like. Will Johnson's good at coverage, but like in my opinion, Carolina just needs someone with speed right now. Yeah, and Harrison's got speed and good coverage too.
Well, he was one of the three I wanted. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I actually like the Ibuka move. I do, because Evans did this last year. Okay, Godwin may not start the season because of the injury. There's rumors out. Bulls was kind of like. Saying we'll see what happens, didn't sound like a very confident, answer. So, but
holy shit,
Hairston was one guy. Donovan, the Boston College edge rusher, I would have liked that.
It's a rookie, yeah.
And then Jahad Campbell was another guy I would have wanted to get.
Still think we can get him in the second.
Here's my thing. I can see Detroit picking him.
I could also see that too.
Alabama guys we drafted the last few years.
Also true. Who's Atlanta taking?
So I've seen it could just be the back-to-back post. No, it's not. They doubled up on edge rusher. James Pierce Jr.
Oh shit! Oh wow. Schaumburg, thank you for tuning in. Think about it. Ibuka makes sense because of age. It's so we were talking about this too. It's not necessarily just Evans's age. It's the combination of Godwin's injury and Evans's age. We got great production out of McMillan, and we're going to be really pissed off next season if Chris Godwin still needs more time and we need that third option, or Mike Evans is, got the annual hamstring that comes into play, which we all know is going to happen. Like we all know that it eventually will come into play. So we're going to want that third option anyway. I know that there's the clip of our GM talking about if certain players were there, if we would take them over our defensive needs, and Ibuka was definitely one of them. Because I mean, another player that he kind of reminds me of, not as sleeky, not as lengthy, but if you think about the cool catches that this guy made back in the day for the Buccaneers, Mike Williams, just a nice, solid player that we had. Yeah, he was around for a while. He made some awesome catches. He started to become a household name. Obviously fell off because he wanted his money and stuff. I don't think is what Ibuka is going to be. He's going to make those catches. He's going to be a solid possession receiver. He's going to be a leader. We all know, we've seen it on the TV, on the draft report too, that he is a captain. He's a big time, all about the community and stuff. And the Buccaneers love having that too. So give me the community guys through and through every single time.
They want that good locker room vibe.
Yes.
And that's always been the key. And, Baker brought that when he came to Tampa. It was, I mean, I loved Brady. Don't get me wrong. We won a Super Bowl with him.
I do.
But I love Baker, man. I love having Baker as our QB.
Baker's so much
cool. I could root for Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
So God, it's gonna be fun to watch, dude. I can't wait.
So the Falcons received the 26th pick and the third round pick this year for their second round pick, their 7th round pick, and next year's first. Atlanta gives up their first next year. So the Rams might make a move at a quarterback next year.
Okay, whoa. Atlanta gave up a first too.
The Rams are like, F those picks. The Rams, F those picks.
Oh my God.
They picked up the first round pick.
That's the thing. Yeah, the Rams picked up that pick. So now next year.
That's the opposite of F them.
Fucking imagine if the Rams are in the Arch Manning sweepstakes.
Oh God.
Why do I see Drew Allard more like a McVay quarterback than Arch?
I actually, it's funny you say that because I agree.
Like more athletic, more.
I could also see Kate Klubnik as a McVay guy too.
Dude, thank you. That's the guy I've been saying for a long time too. I'm like, give the weirdest athlete to Sean McVay at that point. Like, have fun. I agree with what you were saying about Drew to the Rams. There's only 3 teams that I actually want to see Drew on. One of them is obviously them. It's the other one is the Raiders, and the other one I like to see him on is the Dolphins. Because
that'll be a lot of fun.
Him and the Dolphins, but like not necessarily Tyreek Hill there. I do think they would just do like a full retool, whatever around him. But man, Drew in that Dolphins colors would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But Arch, I hate to say it, it almost looks like he's going to be a Saint. I fucking hate it.
Well, if the stars align, like you just drafted Jackson Dart for the Giants. Where did he go? Old Miss. Well, where did Eli Manning go? Old Miss.
Yeah.
So the star line's kind of.
Yeah.
The stars are aligning, like Arch going to the Saints. I could see that.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't ever want to see that.
No, but who knows? I mean, what if the Saints they have a second round pick, right? They're picking pretty early.
Yes.
Second round.
Yeah.
Or still, if he's still there, I mean,
perfect.
I don't know the availability of Derek Carr. I mean, I would snatch him if he is still on the board. Like
Spencer Rattler.
But
Spencer Rattler and Shadur Sanders in the same quarterback room. God, I love that for any head coach.
Rattler's not. He's not your future. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Spencer Rattler's not your future.
He's not.
No.
I would have taken. What was the other one they had there? Oh fuck! Who was the other quarterback they had for like a game?
Oh,
I traded him to you or something like that in Dynasty.
son of a-
There was AE. AE was in his name, wasn't it?
oh wait, no, I don't think you traded him to me. I think you almost traded him to me and traded him to someone else instead.
Maybe that's what it was.
So I
Yeah.
ended up with Rattler and Carr.
Saints.
Jake Hayner.
Hayner.
Oh, the
Fucking
Fresno
Hayner.
State dude. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, they got Danucci too. They got Danucci.
Well, my off the subject, but my Golden Knights are losing tonight, 3-1 right now to the Minnesota Wild.
Is it 3-1 now?
Last I checked, yeah.
Jesus.
4-1.
4-1. Oh Jesus.
No.
Dude, that's not good.
No. God no.
You can't lose to the Wild.
What guys, you're Red Wings fans. What
Here.
happened?
I'm gonna fucking take him out.
Is it a rebuild time? Or what are we doing?
No.
March takes us out every fucking year. We suck in March every year.
Every fucking March. Every March, man.
By the way, Ravens pick is in.
Is it?
Will Johnson?
Malachi Starks.
Oh,
I would have went Will Johnson, but hey, okay.
wow.
See, I wonder what the hell Detroit's gonna do now. Because you've got like Mike Green is sitting there.
How did Mike Green fall this far?
I don't know. Well, there were some character issues from before he got to Marshall because he was originally at Virginia. Shit happened there. He left.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So it could potentially be that.
That's why I thought James Pierce was gonna fall out of the first round, is because I thought his
character issues. Well, and then he ran a fucking 4.340.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, you beat women but run a 4.340?
Yeah. Welcome to the NFL.
Welcome to
the Anyways, you got like Mike Green sitting there, Jihad Campbell sitting there.
That's such a bad joke, and I love it.
Yeah, it was awful.
We don't condone any of that, obviously. We're just taking a shot at the NFL for a Ray Rice situation.
Yeah. The Jihad Campbell, I think the torn labrum might have slid him down a little bit. You know, not being ready to start.
I'm going to take him at 28. I'll say that much.
Think the Lions will?
Well,
I can see it.
I think it's him or Mike Green. Josh Simmons is still sitting there, the offensive lineman from Ohio State.
Yep.
And then it would be a very Lions thing to just go best player available and take Will Johnson.
Luther Burden.
Mm-hmm.
Luther Burden. Just have some fun with that offense.
A slot guy, though.
What's that?
To me, he's too much of a slot guy at the NFL level. We've got St. Brown. That's the only reason I don't like the Burden fit.
Okay, fair. That's fair. Well, let's start thinking. Let's start. So yeah, Donovan Jackson's gone. I know you hated that.
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
Ezreike would be kind of fun here.
Yep. Yeah, I think any of the edge rushers would be a lot of fun.
Now I'm just trying to
Simmons.
Jack Sawyer right here.
Stop it. And not even the Ohio State thing. He's a third round guy.
Yes, he is. Can we wait a little bit here?
I'd be okay. Speaking of Ohio State, I'd be okay with JT Tuimoloau now.
That would be an interesting one.
Or since the Lions do all the off the wall picks, Travion Henderson's still sitting there.
Yeah, my friend at work's a Ravens fan. He wanted Will Johnson, but he got Starks. He says he's not mad at it. It's still a pretty good.
I don't know how you could be mad at.
Yeah, safety. I mean, it's a good. You know, next to Kyle Hamilton. I mean, that's.
I was just gonna say, Kyle Hamilton gets his free range to actually do what he. Oh fuck me.
Yep. And we play him next year. No, I think we play him the year after.
But oh my! Can you imagine Starks is gonna play like Ed fucking Reed in a Ravens uniform, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
They know how to draft defense. Give the
That
Ravens-
they do.
Yeah.
That's probably my now that I'm really thinking about it, that's probably my favorite pick so far of this draft right now.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they just said fuck it, man. like, oh, you think Cleveland's defense is going to be fun in this division? Think again. Lions pick is already in. You know who's another one I was just thinking of, Alex?
Wow.
Ariante Ursary from Minnesota would actually not be the worst pick either, because you can move him anywhere on your offensive line. Or Josh Connerly wouldn't necessarily be bad either, but I think he would be more of a tackle.
Yeah, I agree.
So does Buffalo trade back with Kansas City again? You know, it's kind of become a yearly tradition.
Kansas City trades with Washington just to make sure they're always ahead of Buffalo.
Fuck it. I refreshed and it was the Smeagol fan up top, so you know he's doesn't want to count it. Every fucking team has been like, this team drafting should
No.
be that.
Yeah. Now, how many drinks has Roger Goodell had tonight?
Oh my god.
He looks trashed.
Fucking rights though. Like get the commissioner just right drunk.
And I kind of like
get?
that.
What'd you pick, Alex?
I'm seeing a lot of Will Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Dude, what?
Going best player available.
I haven't seen it from any of the accounts that have been like spot on tonight.
I'm checking quick here too.
It'd be cool too because he's a hometown kid.
Yeah.
Did you see the Sauce Gardner tweet today?
No.
Out of respect for my dog Josh, I will not be going to see sitters.
How about he catch a fucking interception once in a while, dude? How about that? How about we worry about catching a pick?
I love how that just came out of nowhere. That's actually really funny.
It's not Will Johnson.
Who is it?
Tyleik Williams, Ohio State defensive tackle.
He was still there. Nice. That is a very good pick because you can move him around that defensive line too.
Hey, Alex, did you see the message? Johnny says Green Bay finally drafts a wide receiver and Aaron's throwing his mushrooms at the TV.
That's fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that Tyleik Williams pick because Elaine McNeil's out the first little bit of the season. Sounds like he won't be ready for the start of the season after tearing his ACL in December. And then when he's healthy, then you've got a 3-man defensive tackle rotation of the main reps of McNeil, Tyleik Williams, and Levi Onwuzurike. I really like that. And the edge rushers are still plenty there.
Yeah, you're
fine.
a lot better off now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you may take a slight step back with the coaches leaving and stuff, but you're going to be in the playoffs.
I mean,
You'll be fine.
We were 15-2. It's hard to get that much better.
I know, but I'm just saying. I know last year didn't end well, but
yeah,
it's disappointing. But hey, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
I like Genty to the Raiders, man. It fits.
That it does.
Over.
Mm-hmm.
It just fits.
Yep.
Being here in Vegas, I mean, that was the talk. Genty all along. I still think they need to draft a cornerback, though. They are terrible defensively in the back.
Plenty of them still left.
Who, the Bucs?
Johnson and Maxwell.
Oh no, the Raiders.
Yeah. Oh, the Raiders too.
They
yes.
need a defensive back bad.
If Revel doesn't go to the Bucs, I want him on the Raiders. He's got the attitude to be either a Buck or a Raider, and I love that.
When he was on the Pirates in college.
Fucking rights, buddy.
Yeah.
So my last potential pick that I could have right is still available. Will Johnson to the Commanders, and Sean would lose his.
Oh, he was talking about that. I was on the show earlier. He was, come on, gotta get Will Johnson.
It's got to be Will Johnson, man. Yeah, I saw your guys' show there. He's got had a big show going on. So fucking
Yeah.
A.
If he's still there, I'd grab him from the Commanders. You need, Forbes isn't the answer, so go get Johnson, man. You need a defensive back.
Actually, Atlanta would be a good place to get another fucking cornerback in there too. Because if I'm not mistaken, they got one other. They got one young one and then one.
They got AJ Terrell.
Yeah, and then the other one is a vet, if I'm not mistaken. But
AJ had
yeah,
a down year this year with that he had a down year, I thought. So yeah, I would be looking for a corner, opposite him. The Commanders coming up, and
fucking Commanders, buddy. I had them taking goals in here, so it's funny. There's only got 4 picks left. 3 hours into the show.
Damn, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
this truck went by a lot quicker than the other ones, it seems.
And it's funny because it's almost like on the same pace as the last one. Actually, now the beginning was a lot faster.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of teams in the late teens, early 20s that took their entire clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Andy, Bucs fans, not really. Some are happy, some are not thrilled about going wide receiver, but
All good right now.
Sorry, what's up, guys? What?
oh no, I was just talking about just looking at the Bucs, social media. Some are cool with it. Some are like, why? Our defense is 29th in the. I get it, but it's an offensive league.
It is.
And again, Evans is on his last year. Not saying he won't be back, but Godwin might not start the season. His injury history, so we could use another receiver. And he was the best player available. So you got to look at it from that standpoint too. With Baker as your quarterback, you want to try to get him as many weapons as you can for that kind of offense that we run.
Adding a Buka to Baker, that's a great combo.
Oh yeah.
I never even thought of it, but now just thinking about it now, it's like, oh my god,
LOL.
Fun. This is gonna be fun.
There's a video. Someone threw a Benjamin to Pat McAfee and he hits it, and then he goes to hand it to Mike McCarthy, and McCarthy's like, no.
Hey Alex, where's Gunther at? I want him to choke him out again.
How funny would it be if he showed up to the draft and just So Sean did not get his guy by the looks of it.
Who is it looking like?
Josh Connerly. They got their left tackle.
That's a smart fucking pick, though.
Really good pick.
No, it's good. Protect Jaden. Like it. Protect your franchise. That's what you got to do. Again, corners, plenty of them in this draft. Get one in the second round.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Johnson and Hairston still available for first round guys, and you still have Amos and Revel and all Benjamin Moore.
Amos would fit good in that Commanders Dan Quinn.
Yes, he did very well. I know that's who Will wanted. Will wanted Trey Amos.
Yeah.
I'm loving some of these draft things already. NFL memes. When Kelvin Banks got drafted by the Saints, his baby puked. And it says that baby knew his daddy's career was over.
Well,
fuck.
A little off subject, Mr. Alex, but Josh Pastner here at UNLV is kicking ass in the transport portal. He just got UC Irvine Miles Che, one of the better players in the portal.
Mhm.
Anyway, I mean, I'm liking what UNLV is doing. We're getting back to hopefully get back into relevancy. Michigan's looking good too. Like,
University of Las Vegas.
UNLV.
And I'm excited for that game with Duke. I'm excited.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
that's like a good measuring stick game, right?
Oh,
how
absolutely.
real we are.
You don't have to worry about Cooper Flag anymore.
Thank God.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. Are you cheering? Are you cheering for UNLV because your other team
No,
just
he's
just fucking sucks? Or
Las Vegas.
First of all, how dare you?
I live in Vegas, Andrew. Okay.
I know that's why I had to take my opportunity to take a shot at
F-
Seminole fan.
F Duke, by the way. 91. I'll never forget 1991, dude. That broke
Neither
my
will
heart.
I.
That was the
Broke my heart too.
best team we ever had. We could have won it back-to-back titles, and Duke took that away from us.
I was born.
No, there you
My
go.
mom took beautiful darkness away from me. I had to be engulfed in this life as a Bucs and Red Wings fan. The
Hey,
Bucs.
we got two
No,
Super
we've been.
Bowls.
Yeah,
Two
we
Super
got. We're good. We're good. We still got more than the Eagles
We're in
technically.
this conversation
Wait.
with a Lions fan, and you're talking about, oh, he's so bad being a Bucs fan.
Yeah. It was pretty bad being a Bucs fan. Now, if you excuse me, the most hottest thing in the world is happening right now. I am being given a bong, allegedly, and allegedly some beautiful legal substances in my beautiful free country with provinces and territories, not states. Though we would welcome anybody else to be the 11th province.
Andrew, Canada's going to be one big state. I can't wait for my third term. I've already put in.
Your third
for the government. We're not going to have any more prime ministers. That's horrible. It's terrible. I hate that word. That term.
Yeah, I hate the word prime minister.
We're going to get rid of Quebec because they don't speak English. We hate that. It's terrible.
We're getting rid of Quebec.
Yeah.
Even got Kim with that one.
We have 60 provinces.
What's that?
We have 60 provinces.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to need all the sense of humor I can get because my Golden Knights are. God damn,
Oh, yeah, you and Kim are probably having a tough time right now.
Yeah, I was gonna pull the same thing I just pulled with the Lions fan, like, oh, Golden Knights fan talking about losing in the playoffs.
No, I'm a lifetime Golden Knights fan.
Same
So-
with Kim.
Yeah,
Kim is a
I'm not
lifelong
used
Golden
to
fan.
this. No, we've only missed the playoffs once in my lifetime.
Yeah, eat a dick.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got Winnipeg and Carolina in my Stanley Cup Finals when I did my.
Winnipeg and Carolina, nice.
Yeah.
My beginning of season was Dallas, Carolina. And then my when the actual playoff thing came out, I said Edmonton, Carolina.
See, Edmonton, Carolina was what I had before.
Yeah.
Before Evan Bouchard started wearing a fucking Kings jersey and a hockey goal or a soccer goalie instead of hockey goalie.
Now, I'm gonna state this right now. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if the Stanley Cup final this year is the Jets versus the Leafs.
I'll get the Leafs going to the conference finals. They're destroying Ottawa.
They really are. and then they would get
Tampa and
Florida,
Tampa or Florida.
Yeah.
Florida's up 2-0, so yeah, probably Florida. And
oh fuck.
Which I would take Florida.
I would take Florida too, yeah.
I think the
at least Toronto's making progress, as far as playoff.
Yeah, it
improvement.
Didn't take 7, you guys. Well, yet they're
get out of the first round. But Carolina's finally healthy though. That's the key. Rob Brendamore's got a healthy team now.
Mm-hmm.
Scary, very scary team.
Yep.
And I got him winning it. So.
Oh, what was it? It was Rantanen they got from Colorado, correct?
I think so, yeah. Something
Yeah,
like
Right.
traded him. Mika
Well-
to Carolina.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
with the
fucking
roster they already had.
Brindamore apparently is not the head coach everybody thinks he is. Apparently he's more of a Torts type of guy and Mike Babcock type guy.
Heard too.
Yeah. But I'm like, well, if you're winning, I hate to be that guy, but like if you're winning, it doesn't matter. But I'm also a Red Wings fan and had Mike Babcock. So I'm like, yes, it does matter. Get him the fuck out of your organization and do it quick.
Yeah.
Bill's pick is in and it's not going to the Chiefs. That's one of my favorite tweets of the night so far. The Bills have selected Storm Cloak.
Well, I don't believe it. The Grizzlies actually showed up tonight. Played a game.
Yeah, holy shit.
They're beating the Thunder. Okay, whatever. After
I
that,
didn't realize
Thunder wouldn't.
Yeah. Are you guys watching like the draft like right now?
Yeah, Buffalo's up with their selection.
Oh shit! I don't. Okay. Oh.
And they didn't trade with KC. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
I almost got canceled.
Oh.
I almost made a very bad joke. I almost made. Yeah.
You're in Canada. You can get away with it.
I just listen, and it's not even distasteful. I just looked at it. I was just like, I didn't realize they brought Scott Norwood up to do the Bills pick.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Like, I am trying to do something in my life, and I think comedy is a good way to start.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Maxwell Hairston is about
To the Bills?
Ooh. Okay.
6.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
6. We got 6, Alex.
Eat a dick. Eat a dick.
We got 6.
I hit 3 of the first 4 and then not a fucking
But
thing
they-
the rest of the way.
But that's it. That's literally it. I can't get Josh Connerly, and I can't get James Pierce.
Yeah.
So this year, official results: Alex NSD's founding forefather, one of the forefathers. Alex is a forefather too. I guess me and him kind of wrote the Constitution of Independence, whatever the fuck you guys like to base your guys' rules off of, and then break them and shit. Whatever that piece of paper is.
So it sounds like Kansas City isn't making the pick.
Yeah. The Declaration of Independence.
That's
Andrew.
the Nicholas
Right.
thing. That's right.
Yeah. We love that
Kansas
word,
City's
that
supposed to
term,
be creative.
Declaration of Independence. And by the way, next year I'll be playing in the Masters. Rory McIlroy's a horrible golfer. I could have beaten him. No more Englishmen winning.
Phil-
winning the Masters.
Philly and KC traded picks.
I was just gonna say Philly jumped up a pick.
Philly moved up one spot.
Uh-oh.
Casey probably was like, "We're taking this guy." Then and they were like, "What?"
So they got pick 164 to move back one spot.
It's not too bad. It's probably, let's see who we got left. There's 2 picks left. Let's see if we can guess who they are. I bet you it's Will Johnson for the Eagles.
That or
God
Mike
damn
Green.
it, Philly. Philly always gets good picks, dude.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, they always end up getting good picks.
Oh no.
Mike Green.
No, you know who it probably is?
What?
It's probably Nick Wari.
Oh,
South
God.
Carolina?
Yeah, the hard hitting fucking shit. Fuck off. I don't you know what? Have Will Johnson or whoever you want. I don't want to hear Nicky Manwari now. Fuck that. That's a good. good speedy corner going to Buffalo. Sorry, go ahead there, buddy.
Oh, no, I was gonna tell Alex like tomorrow night, Lakers and T-Wolves, game 3, big game.
That's been a really fun series.
It has. You know, I knew the Lakers would respond, but not like that. I mean, boy.
This is what I meant, though. It depends which fucking Wolves team shows up, right?
Well,
Like,
you hit 21 threes. What were we gonna do in that game? We were gonna lose that game. You guys hit 21 threes in game
when
1.
everyone's shooting like fucking Curry, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, no shit.
The Warriors are done. I thought they were gonna beat the Rockets, but now with Butler being out, probably that pelvic contusion. Oh, yeah. Rockets are scary. But
I just saw somebody tweet, "Wow, the Giants have more quarterbacks on their roster than wins they had last year."
Ooh. Dart's gonna be fun for neighbors, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Like, fuck me. Like, if that actually works, like if Dart
gonna go get like Luther Burden in the second round.
Or even,
or wait, they gave up the pick, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
for the Texans, yeah, or for the Rams.
But I mean,
Texans, yeah.
I mean, you can even go and fucking, like, I hate to be that guy, but like, if you believe in the Isaiah Bond stuff is not true, and the reason his draft stock is only going to be falling because of the allegations that happened, you can get a solid second round, very fast, very good wide receiver, probably in the 3rd or 4th. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm just trying to think of some other players. I mean, if they wanted to, like, they could also, they're probably going to steal a running back here. Like, they'll probably get a Caleb Johnson eventually, or Dylan Sampson from Tennessee will probably still be available. The UCF kid was at Harvey. Harvey would probably still available in the 3rd round if they wanted. Like, even Scattaboo, probably. I don't think Scattaboo would necessarily work on the Giants roster. I think Scattaboo would work on a team like the 49ers, the Cowboys. Fuck, he'd work on the Bucs, in my opinion, too.
Yeah, because, well, Andrew, we were hearing about Rashad White possibly being traded, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think it'll happen, personally. I think we're going to keep him because we got a nice 1-2 punch with Bucky and Rashad. Rashad's a good pass catching.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I don't think it makes sense to trade him. You know, I know he's coming up with his rookie deals coming up, but he still brings value, I think, in my opinion. So I don't think we're going to let him go.
No, I think I did say on my status there earlier, if someone like Devin Neal is still available to the Buccaneers with one of our 3rd round picks, why not? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose White after the next season anyway to free agency if you don't trade him, because you're not going to resign him, obviously, if he's just going to be what he was for the last 3 games, because he only got, if I'm not mistaken, 7 touches in like the last 2 games or 2 of the last 3 games. So if you had Bucky Irving and then you brought another type Bucky Irving backfield guy for when Bucky's got to sit, now all of a sudden, like, what the fuck is anyone going to do to the Tampa Bay?
Well, and Sean Tucker was getting more playing time than Rashad. So
what do you got, Alex?
What do you got?
Eagles got Jahad Campbell.
Well, that figures. I mean, they always get the good ones. Yeah.
Damn it.
Why does the rest of the NFL let this happen every goddamn year? There's one spot that you're like, yeah, I feel you might need a player here. And
do they just
one of the best players available in that position for the
they just wait. They're like, oh, who's left and who's available? Yeah, Jahad Campbell is the other one I do. Like, I'm less pissed off it's not Nicky Mudwari, but
it's like Philly's the definition of falling upstairs instead of downstairs. They fall upstairs.
Isn't falling up like what book is that? Oh my god, why is that stuck in my head now? Not Robert Munch.
Yeah, there was a book, wasn't there? Like, Falling.
Shell
Yeah.
Silverstein? Why am I fucking?
Silverstein.
Is that what it is? Hold on, falling up.
It
Look.
sounds right, but
Shell Silverstein, fucking A. Oh, look at my brain. Can be used for some things once in a while, but it can never tell when a woman's pissed off.
this Smeagol fan account is fucking amazing.
Sure.
They've already put in with the 32nd pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. The Kansas City Chiefs will select Shedeur Sanders. This is the first time a player has been selected by every team in the first round, according to. Oh, holy shit!
I think Shadeur's going first pick tomorrow night. Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland.
They got the first pick of the second round, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, who? Sorry, the Browns.
Who else needs a fucking quarterback? Like,
that's what I mean. Like,
well, when you get to the second round, it's teams that are like still needy. Third round though is where it becomes we don't have a backup, so why not? Or we have a veteran on like a 2-3 year deal, so why not? And then that's what scares me about the Bucs is that's where that actually starts to become a thing. If you really think about it, Baker's on technically a 2-year deal after this season's done.
mm-hmm.
So then the Buccaneers in the third round, if Lynch was then to get, or if Light was all of a sudden to have Shedeur Sanders fall in his lap at like pick 98, it's like, why the fuck not? And I hate thinking that, and I don't want to think that at all. But like, any attention on the Bucs is not necessarily bad attention, and it'll light a fire under Bowles' ass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you do have to start thinking a little bit about the future here because you got to think about, Evans might not. I think he'll still resign. Maybe he'll get like the Levante treatment 1 year here, 1 year there. But you do have to something to think about. I mean, it sounds crazy, but come on now. I mean, Baker, the type of quarterback he is too, does absorb a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
Slow him down a little bit. So
I like our offensive line's not bad. Like we are
actually good. Actually,
yeah. Bredesen did specifically like out of nowhere. I was like, okay, you were a nice $4 million pickup.
Barton's only going to get better. This is his rookie year. Yeah,
Gadecki will get better, and actually has shown that he'll get better too. Yeah,
Cody Mock, I would have thought could have developed a little bit better by now, but
I can replace him. Pick is in for the Chiefs, and who do we got?
I haven't seen yet because there's so many people posting an SEC ref or a Big Ten ref, or like so many people posting that they've drafted a referee from one of the college conferences.
Oh, it's so cool seeing a classic ABC logo.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly, it's Ohio State offensive tackle Josh Simmons.
That would make sense.
That's a really good pick.
And then Shedeur is not in the first round.
Yeah, it's Josh Simmons. Yeah,
Josh Simmons to the Chiefs.
That tush push. You got a big guy can pound it in.
That's true.
It's weird how it sounded, but but it is the tush push. The brotherly.
So as of right now, if the second round starts tomorrow, Cleveland has the first pick of the second round, and Houston has the second pick, which is actually
Sanders and Luther Burden probably.
Houston gets Luther Burden.
The only receiver they have that can do anything is Nico Collins. Tank Dell is not going to play this year.
Okay, right. I was like, he's still on the team. Like he saved.
Do anything because he fucking
signed Barrios, but Barrios is not.
Barrios is a receiver 3,
and Mechie is not
healthy.
Hutchinson
for half the year
did okay though.
Who?
Hutchinson, whatever they're.
Xavier Hutchinson, yeah.
Yeah, he did okay though too. He was getting better.
But what else do they need? Offensive tackle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Well, the Texans definitely need to bolster that offensive line.
Well,
You
and
know how many times they got to scrape CJ Stroud off the grass?
And then they traded away their best offensive lineman. Like,
why?
No, I mean, you keep adding to that defense, you can just really fuck all the offenses in your conference. Like Anthony Richardson, you'll get 2 games off of the Colts. I mean, a rookie on.
Richardson's going to play 2 games. I think it's going to be Daniel Jones.
Even then, who you think Daniel Jones is going to do it?
Quite a bit better
this
than
is now or never for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
because never.
That's what I was telling Alex is all of a sudden if you have a bad year and all of a sudden you have a chance at that first overall pick and there's even a whisper from the Manning camp, even a whisper that he's like, hey, Arch wants in your jersey. Jim will come down from the stands and literally put his foot on the field and get a penalty until the end of the game to ensure he gets losses for the end of the season. He would be like, I'm sorry, what is what is my consequence for tanking? They'd be like, a second round pick. Okay, but not my first. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm getting another Manning.
Yeah.
Are those arches? Are those arches?
Yeah. This is Arch being like to everybody else, like, I'm going to Indy. And Pat McAfee being like, this is the greatest day of my life. This is arguably the greatest day of my life.
I can so see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see him going to Arch Manning's house and interview.
And then to top it all off, who would be the coach? A guy who just took a year off, a guy who just said no to weed on the Pat McAfee show at the live draft, and a guy who we could arguably say is a really good head coach, at least just to get the culture right. For Arch Manning to come into the league would be Mike McCarthy.
He's not that good a head coach.
He's a good culture bringer, and if you get Arch, the right offensive coordinator, and you put him in Indy, he's got Tyler Warren.
Dallas, though.
What's that?
How is that culture in Dallas, though?
Well, that's Jerry and
thank you. I was like, really? Do I need to defend that?
Dude, they just, I will give Dallas a little credit. They actually took a need for once.
They did, and they took it high. They took it very high.
But I like it. I have no complaints on that. I'm not making fun of it. I think
so. That was Stephen Jones and not Jerry Jones. You know that for a fact.
Yeah.
If it was
Jones
Jerry, it would have been Matthew Golden.
If it was Jerry, it would have been Shadur.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Dion to coach for me one way or another.
Dion, son. Yes, sir. He's the best quarterback we'll ever have.
You know how I said I was going to do something crazy and trade? All of a sudden, like, the pick 32 comes in and says, like, Shiloh Sanders.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. That's right. What? What? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 3.5 hours of a live stream here. I gonna have to end this because 1, got to get to bed here, and I can't be too much louder. 2, I'm surprised it actually now StreamYard actually lets us go for like 4 hours, which is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we figured that out day 3 of the draft.
Yeah,
24 more minutes. You got 4 hours and 24 more minutes.
I'm not pushing it. I'm not pushing a 4-hour show. Not tonight. Me and Alex are just happy to push through 6 years of draft shows yet again. And thank you, Ben, for joining us.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah, always.
American, I'm glad to be on this.
Listen,
right.
As I've told every single American that's on my Facebook that I've talked to, you guys are all my friends. Any American comment or joke that I make is just strictly about the politics and everything else going on. I love you guys more than I love my fucking own country sometimes because we're pretty dumb up here sometimes too. So,
yeah, that's pretty mildly.
That's North America for you. So, but,
the nice, big, beautiful rock we call fucked. So,
Yeah.
much love to everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. And thank you again for joining us for the NSD show for 6 years in a row. And like I said, we'll have more stuff coming up here. I'm just waiting for the laptop, guys. Let me get the laptop. Let me get the whole situation set up here again. And then we'll bring you a brand new NSD platform for all of next season. Much love from me to Alex, to Ben, from all of us here at NSD. Thank you all. Have a great night. Take care now. And bye-bye then. Bye-bye.
Bye.